baby.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a little bit of a while, but we're back here on a Thursday night. And of course, Thursday night means Quiz Arena Live time. That's right, it's time for 4 rounds of fun, frivolity, games, and of course, guests. So please join me in welcoming our 2 guests tonight. We have Jerry Redford and Steve McGrath. Say hello, guys. How you going?
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome, guys. It's so good to see you, and welcome to the Quiz Arena Live.
Great to be here. Thanks for the invite, mate. Really looking forward to it.
Anytime. I'm glad as well that you've dressed up. You've got the top hat. It's very debonair. I feel underdressed.
I was underdressed and I wanted to wear my best smoking jacket for tonight, but the most I could grab in the storm and all the chaos was one of the top hats. So that's, and the black and white look. So that's what we're going with.
That's it. No, that would have looked amazing as well. But no, there is an issue as well on YouTube with, like, smoking. So, like, whether it's you or whether it's your jacket smoking, they don't care.
I would have been banned.
That's it. Yes.
They'll probably slap me for saying the word.
That's it. Exactly. Yes. It'll just have that little beep, that beep, like that.
That's right. Beep jacket.
It's the sort of thing that, like, in cartoons, like Disney cartoons, you just want to go through and just, like, randomly put it whenever you hear, like, the S word, someone saying, stand fast or something, and you just want to go beep fast,
Smoking, poking, anything that rhymes with smoking, poking,
That's yes.
joking.
Well, toking, I guess. That's another. Speaking of which, Steve McGrath as well, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Yeah.
Very good. I'm loving it. You're there. It's like you're in a theater as well. You've got the red curtain behind you.
Yes, I'm actually under a bed. It's an IKEA loft bed, and the desk goes under the bed. Look, so this is the ladder. I will climb up eventually to sleep.
The ladies can't keep you away, can they? I mean, you're going to find a way into their bedroom some way, aren't you?
Well, I'm actually in an IKEA showroom. I think they've closed. So I don't even know I'm in here. Look.
You haven't found your way out. That's it.
Well, I think they've locked up. I think they close at 6.
You know what? I can feel like a reality TV show brewing here, where it's like a situation where a guy sort of like goes into an IKEA sort of thing, and every episode is him like progressing through his life, but moving through a different area of the IKEA store.
And don't use the toilets in the showroom because they're not connected. I just want to say that right now.
Are you talking about that from personal experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
So wait until they open 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to get out.
Oh, great. And then there's janitors as well.
Someone was recently arrested for putting the sticky arrows on the ground to make an infinite loop within the IKEA warehouse, and people were just lost because they were following this guy's arrows instead of the actual IKEA arrows, and he was actually busted for doing it.
That's so
funny,
good.
I thought.
It's very labyrinth. I love it. Like, lipstick.
In quantum loop.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, of course, we also have our regular person coming in here as well, Rhiannon Elizabeth Lyons. I know you're in the background. Are you there? How are you?
Hi, honey.
Of course.
I'm going well. How are you?
Oh, you're looking stunning as always. I'm good. I'm ready and raring after a week off. Like, I'm ready to jump back in there and find out some new facts about films and things that are coming out.
Oh, so you're ready to finally take me on in a final tournament?
I wouldn't say I'm that brave. Like baby steps. Again, where is it? In the IKEA store. Wherever you start, Steve, in the IKEA store is where I'm at. The entrance, the escalator. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still escalating through the store. Great stuff. Well, yeah, well, we've got you here as well because Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons is, of course, an erotic writer, so she's going to be joining us as well in our Under the Covers, which is happening right after this. For those of you on Patreon who have subscribed, you can jump on over there. We've had one episode so far where we had a lot of fun, and we, of course, ask the guests to join us as well, so who knows what might happen.
I misheard at the start there, Richard. I thought you said she was a neurotic writer.
Oh,
sorry.
Yes.
I'll reassess you now.
Yes.
I thought aren't all writers neurotic anyway, but erotic is completely a whole different ballgame.
No, well, that's it. It's sort of like that science
Rhiannon.
thing. Yeah, the difference between science and having fun is writing it down. It's the same thing in erotic writing.
Yeah.
I assume, Rhiannon. Please stop me if I'm being inappropriate.
Oh no, keep digging the hole, honey. Keep digging it.
It's all going.
I
into
have
the next
my
story.
crop with me. I'm ready to go.
It's an Adele issue. That's it. Just the fire comes out. Beautiful stuff. Well, of course, we have Jerry. Now, you're a director and an actor as well, sporting the top hat and in your little booth and studio there. And you've been part of quite a few films that have come out recently. Would you like to tell us about it? I know Fun and Games.
I think the favorite at the moment, Nathan Colquhoun's and Trigger Media have just wrapped on a awesome little short called The Wild One. And Nathan actually skewed me a roughie of the trailer yesterday, and it brought tears to my eyes. It is the most moving piece I've ever been involved with. It tells a true story of James Morrill, who washes ashore up in the top end, gets taken in by an Indigenous tribe. And he marries an Indigenous woman and then decides to come back to white civilization. And I'm the first person that he meets, poor bugger.
Wow.
And that doesn't go real well for him. But I take him into town and, I'll see what happens when it comes out. But it is just beautiful. Nathan Colquhoun is a master at his craft. He really is. Just made some beautiful pictures and a wonderful story. And Nathan and I have worked together for a few years on Abandoned. Nathan, the first time I started working with Nathan was on Convict Footprints 2013. Our first Convict Footprint show, which was an immersive living history theater on the Old Great North Road.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
Yeah, like 2013, so long ago, man.
Wow.
And that's when I first contacted him to actually come and do a role in the show with me, and he couldn't in the end. And then he contacted me back and said, hey, do you want to come and play this villain in Abandoned? And that was heaps of fun. I get cast as a villain a lot.
Yes.
Which my wife finds pretty funny because she says I'm a really nice guy.
You are. That's the weirdest thing. We did a lot of dinner theater together.
It was so much fun.
It was awesome fun.
It was great, man.
And as much as people say dinner theater, as in whatever, to do it, it's so much fun because the audience, it's all improvisational and everything, and interacting with the crowd, and they're loose as well, more loose
so
than you
loose.
usually are. So.
Very loose.
Yeah, but that's it. But I remember, what was it? We did Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. Yes, the Quest for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, and you were King Arthur.
Yes, and that was the only role I had all the way through, which was surprising because there was a lot of
we were all
switching.
That's right, yeah.
And that was so much fun. And the audience burns were the most fun. When most of the time the audience would actually play nice, but sometimes they would just get a little bit too drunk and they get a bit too handsy and want to kind of take over the show. And that's when you bring out the big guns and just burn them and put them down and sit them down. And that gets the rest of the audience on side as well. You're not being mean. You're just having a joke at someone's expense.
Yeah, well, because you can really notice it exactly when it's a dig and it's obvious that the performer has taken offense at something or is trying to do something, whereas, just being a friendly jibe where, you can still get your own back, but everyone goes, oh, we know that it's in the ilk of, it's we were talking with a clown from Luna Park, Rafe, before, and talking about that idea of it's the opportune moment to leave with any sort of street theater interaction or up close, especially live interaction. It needs to be that sort of, you get the in, but then you need to have that out on a high note. So you're always just looking for that high. You never really need to do what, in a filmic sense, resolve the story. You just need to do exactly on a climax.
Sit them down with a little cuddle.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. I'll just do a quick shout out there to the people who are watching as well. We've got Phil Robinson saying hi all. We've got Jordan Messenger saying hey. I'm assuming it's going hey like that just because the hand's waving out there. So I'm going to do it because, you know, why not? We've got Ghoulfiends joining us saying hello. Greetings all. Reminds me of a drunken night at Costco. Yes. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you know, I'm sure though if you do stay in one of those places, the drones will just start chasing you through the corridors. But you are excited
all the
for
rumbas.
Under the Covers as well. Yes, exactly. So it's good to see that. Yes, you're going to be sticking around there for our Patreon viewers. It's a lot of fun, and we just get to be a little bit more cheeky than we can be on here. So Kate Miller as well joining us, saying hello everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you too. It's good to see you there. Now, fantastic stuff. Now another. Film that I want to make a mention to is one of Steve McGrath's films. Now, you have just had a film that's been winning awards in film festivals, I believe. Is that right, Steve?
I think so, yes. I'm not sure about the actual film festivals because some are a bit shady.
Oh,
I think
they would be, yes.
Because some I've entered, like the Paris. Oh, I shouldn't mention it, but
That's all right. You just mentioned a sound. So, like, you know, the one thing that we do here is we know that maybe you just won't get to go there. You know?
Yeah, just cut that bit out. Yeah,
That's
but some film festivals, I think they're people, you know, having the festival at home on their own computer, and they just pick the winning film like this and go that one.
Yes.
You know, and they take all the prize money and
yes.
but there's some good ones. There's some legitimate ones, and there's one in. I've got a short film I made in. SF3, the SF3 smartphone. Getting a bit hot in here. Sorry, I'm a bit hot.
That's all right. We're saving the under the covers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the smartphone flick fest, and I could show you a poster, but I can't find one at the moment. But wait a minute, this is it. Oh, here it is. It's a short film. It only goes for 3 minutes, but it took 4 minutes to make, and it probably seems like it takes 5 minutes to watch. It's in the mini section where the films have to be 3 minutes maximum. So, and it's all about lockdown. It's made in lockdown, all by myself, working the camera, doing the lighting, the directing, the wardrobe design,
Great.
everything.
The toasting as well of the.
Yes, I had to do all the catering myself and the hair and makeup and design the poster because, you know, you're in lockdown and no one's allowed to come in. So
See, now that just seems unfair, asking an actor to be in charge of catering. I mean, like, you know.
Yes, well, I had a piece of toast there, yes.
Yes, that's it. Toast to you too. Cool, awesome, man. Well, that looks fantastic. If there are any links as well that you have to any of these works that you would like to share around, if they're like on pay-per-view sort of sites or anything like that, send them as the link and I'll pop those in the video description and the audience can check that out in their own time. But as well, I'll just do your IMDb as well because, you know, why not? We've got it here. So we've got your IMDb page as well up here. So as well, we've also got you were in some films as well that's been out there. But I want to make mention to the White Rabbit Project, which are the people from the Off-Spinning Mythbusters. So, Tori... Oh, my brain is gone crazy. Those guys made another TV show where basically they're doing a similar sort of thing, like, you know, looking into myths and stuff like that. But I do believe, yeah, you're an English person speaking on a board about when they were trying to, what was it, put estrogen into...
they were trying to capture Adolf Hitler by... I think they were putting something into his food to make him grow. Can I say breasts?
Yeah, you can say breasts, and you just
I
did.
just did.
Yeah.
As long as you're not poking them, because then
That's it. Yeah, we're talking about KFC here, kids. So,
Yeah. Well, they're trying to capture Adolf Hitler, which is apparently a true story, I think.
I'd be thinking, yeah. Well, I was thinking, can you say Hitler live on it? No, we broke.
No, I can't.
Break Godwin's law. Yeah.
But apparently they're trying to turn him into a woman. Being a woman, he'd be less aggressive or feminine, you know, hormones. And I was the head of the Secret Service who was planning this little plot.
Yeah.
And I don't think it succeeded.
No. No, I love that that's the mentality as well. We'll make them less aggressive by giving them, like, you know, female hormones. It's just like, it's a good mentality there. Gulfin saying...
you clearly never saw Mean Girls.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you know, as in, you know, yeah. It's...
And Mrs. Thatcher.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, I wanted to say Gina Reinhardt, but
actually, I saw Mrs. Thatcher in Hong Kong many years ago.
Oh wow!
And I was coming out of a hotel, after having morning tea, and the security guards with their little microphones in their wrists and their earwigs were like, no photos, no photos. Nobody was actually taking photos. Nobody even was looking where the security guards were. And there's no photos. And they opened the doors, and this giant of a woman came in, a giantess of a woman, came into the lobby, and it was almost like she was glowing. Like that's the memory I have of seeing her. Like this was retired. This was back in 97, 98. So she wasn't prime minister anymore. But she was a giant woman. And then behind her, in her shadow, was this little broken man in like a Macintosh that was Dennis. I felt for him, man. It was like, dude, you're just following her around. But yeah, it was quite amazing to see her, this glowing woman, this little broken man. But I just wanted to go up to Dennis and take his photo because nobody was.
Yeah, one of those perspective photos where, like, he's really small in the front. Yeah,
that's right.
No, that's cool. That's amazing. I remember when I was a kid. Actually, what was it? Yeah, I saw Bert Newton walking through a lobby, but like when I was in Africa as well, met Bob Hawke. In the like, it was real. I wasn't a political person or anything like this, but it was just this weird sort of thing of going, "Oh, you're someone." And it was just like that sort of interesting sort of thing and down there. I don't know if that divided the audience. I'm hoping it didn't. I'm doing a couple of things in the background just while we're lining up, because we do have a couple of games up here, and we usually have so many games that we can't usually choose. So I have a spin wheel because, that's a bit of fun. So I do have to modify the spin wheel, but we do have a bunch of games up there. Unfortunately, I haven't lined up monster mashups tonight, but we do have musician or serial killer. We do have, never mind Spicks and Specs. I'm going to check if I've got that lined up. We've got Chrono Loco. We've got Viewer's Choice. We've got Player's Choice. We got Jackpot Rupt. And we got Spin Again, which is my personal favorite. Now, Jackpot Rupt. On our first round, if the first person lands on that, you get 5 points, just straight off the bat. But if you're the second person to land on that, then you lose all of your points, which is just no fun whatsoever. Viewer's Choice, the people at home get to choose which game we're going to be playing, and Player's Choice, you guys get to choose which game you want to play. And Spin Again, we obviously spin again. So is there any up there that tickles any of your fancies, just by the names alone?
Spin Again, I think.
Spin Again, yes. That's it. I know, I like it. I'm glad. I'm a fan of the Spin Again. I'm hoping you can hear the audio as well too, because sometimes I forget to turn on certain things. As well, hello to anybody out there on Twitch, on Trovo, or on Facebook. First time we've gone live on Facebook and these other mediums, so I'm hoping that it's working out there. Please do let us know if there's any delays, if you can't hear me or can't see me, or I'm saying things that it's not corresponding to what's actually happening. Because that would be good to know, so that you can all play along in there. In our fourth round as well, and if you are playing on any of the other streams, you'll have to type in the entire answer, text and all, to make it register, but just because there's spam bot checkers or something like that. But if you're playing on YouTube, you just need to put in the numeral. So it's a multiple choice question out of 4 answers. So if the answer was 1, you would literally put in the number 1, and that will register. Groovy. I did a filibuster whilst I was going to try and make my brain do something, but I didn't. What's in news in the movie world, Rhiannon? Is there anything interesting out there that the folks should know about?
Well, Uncharted got released today in Australian cinemas.
Ooh.
So that is Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg taking on the roles of Nathan Drake and Victor Sully Sullivan from the Naughty Dog game franchise. And I gotta say, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to going to see it.
Yeah, that sounds really, really cool. Is that the one that's based on the game, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's a fun game. I mean, like,
it is. I have the complete Nathan Drake collection. Like, I am absolutely addicted to Uncharted. It's very similar. Like, I grew up with Tomb Raider, so anything that resembles Tomb Raider, of course, I'm going to go and play, and Uncharted does that very well for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually going to go see it this weekend. So, fingers crossed that it's a pretty decent adaptation, because let's face it, I mean, video game movie entries never really hold up well. So
yeah, I was about to say that. What was it? Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, I think is the one that comes to mind.
And Street Fighter as well is particularly bad.
But I love Street Fighter.
But I think it's bad cheesy, bad good. You know, it's
Well,
like
that's
it's
it.
a Tubi.
And it's getting an appreciation now because even look at Evil Dead. I mean, like, you know,
Yes.
I saw that for the first time and everyone was just like, this is a horror film. And I was just like, is it though? It looks cheesy. But then, you know, the last sequence and the pace of that, like when things are falling apart, it's eerie. It's like, you know, yeah, maybe more so as an adult, I guess. Like, you know, that's they're hitting on to sort of more resonant things. But then you've got like, you know, I know it's not a video game, but the American Werewolf in London transformation. I saw that as a kid and as an adult, and it still has that same impact. As in, you can watch that and you go, yeah, whatever age, you can still feel that and know that. It's like, you know, you want to look away the whole time. I love.
I will tell you now, it's like Jaws.
That's
No
it,
matter how
yes.
old Jaws gets, Jaws will still be the pinnacle of shark films.
Yeah.
I know I wrote an entire article on it, but it is one of those films that no matter how old you are when you first see it, it is still going to terrify you.
I like that. What's his name? Peter Benchley and Jacques Cousteau's son started going around the world trying to play down the Jaws terror. Jacques Cousteau's son, the first time he met a great white shark, he was scuba diving and he came around a giant coral stack and face to face with a juvenile great white shark. And in his words, we both voided our bows in the water and fled the other way. And but this was like really eye-opening for the guy, because he thought, you know, great white sharks were killers, and he began to understand that actually great white sharks are just like any other animal. They don't hunt us down and murder us. They swim in the sea, and pretty much every time a great white shark bites somebody, it's an accidental testing bite. But generally that testing bite is enough to take your leg off or your arm off or something. But then the media is just kind of blown, like after Jaws and really, which set the bar for shark terror. So Peter Benchley felt really bad about this because so many great white sharks, especially, were killed in the wake of Jaws.
Yeah.
So they've been going around the world trying to demystify. And there's a wonderful South African woman that I follow on Insta called Shark Warrior, who actually goes swimming with sharks like they're dolphins. She hangs out with bull sharks and tiger sharks and great whites, and is phenomenal, the work that she's doing to actually demystify the murderous rampage of sharks.
Yeah. Wow. It's so important. It's so good because I remember even, what was it? The documentary, what's it called? About the killer whales in captivity.
Yes.
Like, you know, people see them as such, because it's got killer whales in the name, you go, it must be a violent creature and things like this. But then to see, a blackfish, that was
Blackfish, yes.
Yeah. And it's just heartbreaking to see what people will do, like, you know, to animals. Like, there was something at one point, because I have a bird called pikelet, because it's a cockatiel, which is the smallest of the cockatoo family. Found him on the side of the road though, and I call it pikelet because he was very nearly a pancake. But one of the things I was thinking of, I was like, I've got to get him another bird because, like, you know, they're not supposed to be around us really. But the idea of a pet really is just Stockholm syndrome, isn't it?
That's true.
You grab something, you're like, love me, and then you're like, it eventually gets, pats and food are like, you know, good, I'll stay alive. Oh dear. We've got people out there in the audience saying, what is it? We've got, don't talk about House of the Dead. I was about to say that too. That's the one where they would just cut in shots of the game. Just randomly. Yeah. So it's live action and they're doing all the shooty stuff and stuff. And then just suddenly it'll just be like pixelated chaos. But also, that was a film that, I don't know if it came out before, I think it was around the same time as The Matrix. But they tried to do the bullet time and effect. But instead of doing like cameras, because obviously film is multiple frames per second, 24 frames per second up to 60 frames per second, achieves the illusion of motion. And to do bullet time and to capture that amount of space in that amount of time with the action in slow motion, clearly, you've got to be able to move the camera in such a way so that it's easier to have the cameras already locked off and do that. Instead, what they did in House of the Dead was they just put it on, I think, some sort of track and just try to spin it really quick. So the motion blur is just There's just bleed on all of these things. Or there's obvious ones where they've told the actors, try and imagine like you're doing it really quick, but obviously do it really slow motion. And it's just uber awkward. It's like, you can tell those slow motion walk down the streets, like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, when like, you know, they're doing the slow motion walk and everybody else is just walking normal pace. Yeah. It's a good thing.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
We saw this terrible, wonderful Tubi a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Called it's about Preacher, not Dino Preacher. It's like a preacher that's a dinosaur.
Is it a preacher?
Velocipasta. That's it. Velocipasta. Watch it, folks. It's so good. And really, the people that made it need the dollars from your watching it on Tubi. It's free. So it's a preacher, like a pastor that turns into a velociraptor.
That's fantastic.
But there's the opening scene. They just either they forgot or they ran out of money and just thought, oh fuck it, like let's just put it out there, because there's this kind of moment where it's meant to be an exploding car, and instead it's like exploding car CG. There's literally a thing on the screen down on the street in perspective that says exploding car CG.
Oh, what?
Like waiting for it to go in.
They didn't put the asset in. Oh, no.
It's like, oh, fuck, we rendered it and we forgot the exploding car graphic.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, actually, now I really want to bring up, do you guys know about in Jurassic Park? Same thing happened. They exported the render of the T-Rex when it when it grabs the Velociraptor in the last sequence, and when it grabs it up, it starts to shake it. Just before it does that first shake or throw, there's a dropped frame, and it's of the Raptor model. So what I'm talking about is, obviously, when you're making a computer-generated image scene or anything in 3D, you need to make each component usually on its own area so that you can separate the assets. The T-Rex is its own asset. You do the lighting and everything and shading and texture mapping on that one thing so that you can modify it if you need to. That especially comes into play if you're using ambient occlusion. Oh, I never say this word out loud, you know. I'm just always clicking on them, moving around. Ambient occlusion, which is basically the transparency through skin or flesh. So let's say, this is going to be gross. No, horror movies. The Blob. If I had the Blob right here and I was like, look, it's taking half of my arm, and I stretched it out and you got that slime film across there, it's obviously got a transparency to it, but it's also picking up light and refracting it through that. So that's what you call the ambient occlusion, and that's one of the assets that you have to be prevalent in those sort of things. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about in this, but the dropped frame is of the Raptor element, but the T-Rex element doesn't change. All the motion blurs there, its mouth's still open, it's just for one frame that drops out. Corridor Digital have actually a quite good video where they do that, but I think it's also in the Shining review, and that's what I was thinking I'll bring up, but there's 12 different videos of that, and we won't have time to go through all of them, so I won't, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still trying to bring up the live video on Facebook, and it's just not letting me click go live for some reason. So, don't know why, which is annoying, but that's all right. We'll power on because people out there in the chat are getting excited. Super Mario Brothers is the worst film adaptation of a video game. Don't at me. I'm right, says Ghoulfiends. That's why I just outed you on the... but I don't know. The Super Mario Brothers, have you guys know that one?
Yeah,
Bob Hoskins, wasn't it? Bob Hoskins.
Yeah. And Dennis Hopper as King Koopa or Bowser.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really bad.
I always got a Bob Hoskins vibe from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, from Steve, when we worked together at Prison Break Live, when you had to play the police officer at the front. For some reason, I got a vibe that was the sort of precinct that you worked in with Eddie Valentine, was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Valentine. So,
my buddy's Eddie V, a sourpuss you'll see, but when I'm done, he'll need no fun because a joker he will be.
Hey!
I watched it earlier today.
Oh, perfect. Well, there you go. That's it. Always on it, ladies and gentlemen. You're out there. You're getting the facts from everywhere. So I'm excited actually to see what the questions are going to be in our last round, because they're always exciting. And of course, our last round of questions have been compiled by Rhiannon and Elizabeth Irons, so you know they're not going to be easy. And so, of course, our first 3 rounds will be for our guest players to play along here, but we want you guys to help or hinder them in the chat so that they can get those points up there. Rhiannon, you're going to be sitting back tonight with me, and we're going to be able to just scoff. We can help them as well, like, but like it usually works, it's that old Sean McAuliffe thing, like, nice for random reasons and evil for even more random reasons.
Oh, goody, I get to give in to my villainous side tonight. That's going to be fun.
That's it, exactly. Yes, yeah, you can bring out the writing crop already.
Alrighty, you asked for it.
Oh dear. Yar. It's already there. We've also had a mention for Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie, which was a lot of fun because I remember the sequence with the wire work that was done. She does a fight sequence in it. Now, fight choreography, when you have something, because the important part about anything that, like, let's say I'm going to hit you with a hammer, yeah? There's no point if I hit you with a hammer and I don't use the mass of that to destroy whatever it's going to hit. If I disperse the energy and like throw it back at the last second, it's going to be pointless. So in a scene like this where you're on wires and the idea is to bounce you back and repel you against surfaces so that you don't fracture bones or smash into walls, you can't necessarily kick someone, hit someone, impart physical force onto them when you're doing these sorts of things out there. So that's one of the things that I just remember from that. What about you guys? What's a memory from an adaptation from a video game, or even just a guilty pleasure that you might have?
Now, we all know that I love Street Fighter.
Street Fighter,
And
yes, exactly.
I still think my favorite part is as Chun-Li, Honda, and Balrog are sending the truck of explosives towards the tent that has Sagat and Bison in it. Zangief's watching the television because Chun-Li had set up an audio feed, and he's watching this truck roll towards him, and he goes, "Quick, change the channel."
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool. That's
It's
brilliant. What
so
about you,
cheesy,
Steve?
but I love it.
Do you have a guilty pleasure? What's a film or even like a genre that's something that you go to?
I can't remember what I've seen actually. It's been so long since I've been to a cinema, or
Yeah.
I've been looking at Facebook. But
Oh yeah, no, I have mentioned it here on air before, but The Fabulous Baron Munchausen is a film that I think that actually both Jerry and Stevie would both enjoy.
I've seen it. Yeah.
No,
One
this
of Jerry
isn't
Butler.
no, this isn't the Terry Gilliam version. This is the
Oh.
1960s version. The one that Terry Gilliam, I don't want to say got the idea from, because obviously it was a much larger story than that. But he saw it, and it's very Gilliam. It's very surreal. It's a lot of fun, but also too, it shows the Munchausen character as a sort of like normal person. He makes mistakes a lot. You know what I mean? He'll get jealous. He'll get mad, make rash decisions. It's good to see someone of that mythical prowess be able to make those sort of mistakes as well. Cool. But yeah, what's on even, because I know that you love your Hitchcock. I assume that you have a favorite Hitchcock at least.
Well, I've just watched all the way through lockdown. I've watched the entire series of his television show, every episode. Watching 3 a night. I've just finished.
Cool.
And they're all great, suspense stories. But the problem was, I watched so many of them, I got good at guessing how it would end. I got guessing the formula and what the twist was going to be. Every episode, I kept guessing who was going to did what to who and why and how and with what.
Yes.
So I started not to enjoy it anymore. I just got good at guessing what was going to happen at the end. So
Yeah.
you're not supposed to guess the ending. You're supposed to be a surprise, you see.
That's a good point. Even like there's the Death on the Nile, which is coming out soon, I think.
Right.
The new Kenneth Branagh, Agatha Christie novel. But I remember seeing the first one of that, the Orient Express one, and going, well, I started watching the film and I was like, oh, okay, I like all the characters and everything like this, but like about quarter of the way through, I was like, oh, I know how this is going to end. And from that point, that's like the first time a spoiler has ever really overridden my pleasure of the experience of a film, which it's an unfortunate one.
Yes.
Sweet. Jerry, well, what about you? Do you have a guilty pleasure or something? It doesn't even necessarily need to be a film.
It's funny,
I guess.
like I have comfort films that are very different to my favorite films. So I think my favorites, like Alien and Aliens, are really up there. Like I'll watch those many times.
Yes.
Pink Floyd's The Wall. I can't count the amount of times I watched that as a teenager. That completely messed me up. But my comfort films, like Hurt Locker, is a comfort film for me. Like I'll put that on while I'm working, just playing in the background. And Green Zone as well, Matt Damon. For some reason, I find the pacing and the story just hugely engaging. And Jeremy Renner in Hurt Locker is just kind of frightening. And I think that's Bigelow's film that beat Avatar for best movie, I think, if I remember rightly.
Wow, cool.
When it came out.
Oh, good. I'm glad something beat it.
Yeah. I think comfort films is a different thing to favorite films, but Alien and Aliens definitely kind of up there. My favorites, really.
Well, that's it. Like, even like, was it just the art? So many aspects of it. So many aspects. I mean, there's the artwork.
Phenomenal.
There's the I was watching a video before about the progression of building the alien, the xenomorph.
Oh wow!
And one of them where it was outside the studio and it was just garbage bags, like it was a prototype, but it was this great big thing. And like there's actually I do a lot of stilt walking, and there's a version of stilts. There's different types of stilts that you can get. I do bouncing kangaroo stilts, and so they have a fiberglass bounce in them. You can also get plaster stilts, which is called Dura stilts, I think they are, and they are just like concertina ones, but they're for painting on the roofs and stuff like that. You can stand still on those, and they're a little bit more heavy and stuff. But then you've got traditional pole stilts as well, which are just literally a pole which go into the ground. Into the ground is like no. But there are another one which are called digi stilts, and I'll see if I can bring up a picture now, because they're sort of like on a slant, and they allow you to walk the same way as the evolution of certain animals' legs are orientated. Like how
which are like backwards, aren't they?
yeah, exactly. So the way that sort of works is if this is the way our foot is and that's our heel and everything like this, it's literally just like how cats are walking on their toes. Everything really has evolved from walking in that position when we've been walking. Like, there's this whole other thing about motion sickness was one of the things that instinctively we evolved to get so that we didn't climb too high in the trees. The jolt, that jolt of adrenaline that we get that wakes us up, either if we have like sort of a nightmare or if we have a daydream or something like that, is literally to stop us from falling off the branch. And things like this, as in it's these evolutionary traits which have carried on over the top. It's the same as the eye, has got to a point where for most creatures it's just like, yeah, this does good, mwah, chef's kiss, done. It doesn't need to require anything else. Having said that, you'll see the mutations that work, and survival of the fittest will allow the other ones to sort of take over and mutate where they are. So
apparently people's thumbs are getting the generation before us, their thumbs are getting longer and their necks are getting hyperextended as well. So eventually in a few generations time, from being like this, head down, thumb texting, people's thumbs will probably get longer and their necks will get longer.
Yeah. So you're just in the back of the neck, not necessarily the whole neck.
Yeah, that's right. So
wow. Yeah. I think there was that thing on QI where they had a model. It was this model of this thing, and it was just like what we would become in the future if we were like all in an office working all the time. And it's just like varicose veins, and it's just like this hump and wrist pains and all this. And it's just it's scary.
Terrifying.
Like, get out there, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you are in an area that still has restrictions and stuff like this, even just a little bit of sun, just for your sanity. I mean, it's good to see the sky. I work a lot as well on green screen and in the studios with like lights and things like that, whether it be theater or anything with lights, photography, anything. You need to reset your own brain, and the best way to do that is to go outside, look at something far away, and then look at something up close, and just allow your brain to just switch those two different focal points, and it just allows the cognitive load to kind of, like we did before, what was it, turn it off and on again. You know what I mean?
Yes. And we had a really freaky we were lighting a show, this is years ago, at the South Bank Centre in London, and it was a 20-point downlight wash in Lee Ron 79. I remember that much, which is a really, really deep blue, very rich blue, beautiful blue. And so there's a lot of focusing going on. We're in this solid blue environment for hours, focusing, like dark in the auditorium, just rich blue on stage. And over a period of time, I'd go up to the lighting desk and make a few changes, come down. And every time I would walk back to stage, I would notice that the blue was getting bleached out. It's like, but the gels weren't burning, but it was like it was getting paler and paler. It started off a really rich blue, and it was becoming cool white. It was the most bizarre thing. And we just thought maybe the color's leaching out of the gel. And so we thought, look, we'll switch the lights off. We'll go and grab a coffee outside in the green room, and we'll come back in. Switch the lights off, went into the green room, and everything was like, pow, orange. It was like the whole room was lit in low pressure sodium. It was like deep orange green room. And we realized that our brain had, over the period of time being surrounded by blue, had completely filtered out the blue light in our receptors. It had basically shut down our blue receptors because our brain had gone, fucking way too much blue, guys, shut that blue receptor down. And so when we went into the green room, all that was happening was our red and green receptors were full on, and our blue receptors were nothing. So it was just red and green, which is orange, and our receptors were like, whoa, freaking everything was orange. It was the weirdest thing, man, to have one receptor just completely shut down.
That's incredible.
And it took 10, 15 minutes for our brain to go, oh, okay, we're in normal daylight here.
Yeah.
And we went back into the theater, and the blue was back again, but freaky as, very freaky.
That's insane. It's incredible too when your brain has that realization. Like, you know, too. Something happened the other day. I felt smelt an electrical burn, and I got up and I was just like, oh God, something's on fire. But my checklist was just like, there's nothing that I think could be on fire. Like, you know, like a candle's not burning. You know, nothing's on. And I was like, I'm having a stroke. That's okay. Sit down, calm down. Like, you know, I was like, make sure that you don't hit your head. And then I was like, well, let's check it just in case, you know. And it was something was burning, but it was all good. But yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, electrical burning smells scary.
I know, isn't it? It's terrifying, and especially from that sort of thing. If you're producing a show or anything like that, I always find it. If you're the technical side, your responsibility. You're going, yep, I know, I'm in charge of the lighting desk. So if I burn something or blow a light, it's my fault. You know, I can own it. But if you're producing it, directing it, anything where you're sort of having to work back and forth with them, but you're not manning the desk, and something like that happens, you know, it's something.
It's hard being across all those disciplines. Hey, it's like I want to be in charge of that, but it's not my job.
Yeah, but also diplomatic too, for the idea of going, okay, do we have budget enough for another, like, you know, light or bulb or something? Actually, one of the first plays that I was in, I was on stage, and a par can like landed like about 2 meters from me on stage. It just landed on stage, went smash, and I went, well, there you go. From that point, I knew what I was in for, and it hasn't changed.
I got a little. I was injured on stage. One of the many times I've been injured on stage.
Really?
I wasn't actually performing. I was. The Sadler's Wells Theatre in London is, or should I say, the Shakespeare pub is right next door to the Sadler's Wells Theatre in London.
Cool.
And the techs there are super, super handy because they ran a stage relay and an internal phone into the pub. So during the show, if you weren't actually needed, you just go into the pub, have a few beers, and then you could listen to the show relay. And when you were needed on stage or backstage, you could run and do whatever you needed to. So I met my mate. He was one of the staff there at the Sadler's Wells, and met a mate for a beer. And he said, yeah, we'll have a few beers in between stuff. And we'd had a few beers, and the call came. It was the interval. And he's like, mate, do you want to come and help do a color change? And then we'll come back and have a few beers. So, sweet. So we went backstage and doing a color change. And I'd had a few beers by this time. And I'm just sort of standing there looking at the color sheets and looking at the sidelights going, oh, what's going on here? And I didn't really hear the bar coming in upstage call. And the next thing I know, a bar kind of slams into my head and I'm on the ground, nice white dance floor, blood pouring over the dance floor. Right? And this is the opening night of Red Rooster, London Contemporary Dance Theatre. Mick Jagger, Jerry Hall in the audience. Jerry's hammered, bleeding all over the dance floor. So they get me off and Mark sits me in the wings and they kind of put a hand on tidying my head up and they're mopping the floor. So it's a bit delayed. And I'm sort of wandering around backstage all by myself. And the curtain goes up and they're dancing. And the next thing I know is Mark's, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, what? He said, you're taking your pants off. And I looked down, I had my belt like almost off. And I was like, I know, I'm going to go and moon Mick Jagger. And he's like, man, that's professional suicide. I said, I know, but how fun will it be?
Do I hope you did.
I didn't.
Oh, missed
I
opportunity.
was
That's
that
it.
close, man.
Yeah.
My mate Mark, he stopped me from mooning Mick Jagger.
That's it. It'll be one of those moments, yeah, in your last days, you'll be just like, the one regret that I have is he didn't get to see my ass.
You can see my bare butt and my bleeding head.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm hoping, Steve, that you have like something as equally as radical as mooning Mick Jagger in your lineup, or at least in repertoire. That's on your to-do list for this year.
Yeah, I can't think of any at the moment. If you want one.
No. Well, a moon, yeah, well, yeah. No, well, actually, let's get our Patreons to pay for that.
I can do that if you like.
That's a different tier. Oh no, Gulfiend said, first heart attack of the night. The coroner has walked in, scared the shit out of him, and he's now sitting beside watching too. Oh, Kate Miller, you have some competition now. Oh, yes, I know. Yes, Gulfiends works in a mortuary, so yes, so they're usually tuning in and play some of our games as well. So luckily, yeah, we've got them tuning in there. So we've got both the living and the dead who watch this show. So there you go. That's an accolade I never thought I could say, but we have. Beautiful stuff. Let's bring up our spin wheel because I've still got things to do. I have to replace this spin wheel now. Steve, did you say before if there's a preference for one that you would like to land on?
The one where you get extra points, that sounds like a good one.
Oh, yes, you're in it for the points. I like it. I like it. It's good to see. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm still trying to get this live thing working, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not wanting to play. Just copying a link there. So you're going for, is it Jackpot Rub? Well, if you get our spin first, our heads or tails first, then you can definitely get that one. But if you don't, then you could potentially lose all your points in our next round. But who knows? First, we're going to have to find out if we're going to spin of a flip of the coin. That's the one. So let's get Jerry. Let's get you to pick either heads or tails. Which would you like? Heads?
I'm gonna go for tails, please, sir.
You're gonna go for tails. Beautiful. Let's give that a flip. Ding! Oh, so Steve, you get our first
That's the way
go.
the night's gonna go. Don't you worry about it.
Nicely done. Awesome, but still, if you choose one to land on, so you want to land on spin again. So if it lands on spin again, you'll get. I'll tell you what. I'll give you 5 points if it lands on spin again, just because if you've guessed that, and if you get it right, I'll give you points for it.
I'm going to have to get points some way, mate.
That's it. Oh, points are abound. Trust me. You can get points for compliments and who knows, all different types of favors. Wait a minute. No, that's under the covers. But Steve, what would be one that you would like to choose? So I've offered 5 points that if we land on spin again, that Jerry will get those. Which would you like to choose? I'm happy to give you 5 points. If you guess one of those and we land on it, I'll give you 5 points. Which one?
You mean you want me to choose one out of those things on the wheel? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not Jackpot Rub, though.
But I can't see what it is. Is that the Three Stooges in that picture there?
No, that's actually Roger Scott, me, and Saul Muerte. And I don't know the gentleman's name, but he is a mariachi singer from, what was it?
Three Amigos.
The Three Amigos, that's it. Yes, that's right. The Three Amigos.
Oh, okay. Well, that looks interesting because it looked like the Stooges, I thought. So,
But let's go with Chrono Loco. It's one of my personal favorites, and I do love the stinger. So let's hope that we get to Chrono Loco because that's all lined up. So if we land on Chrono Loco, then you will get 5 points. And if we land on Spin again, then Jerry, you will get 5 points. Beautiful stuff. Awesome. Let's give it a spin then, and let's find out what's going to happen. Now, of course, as I said before, if we do land on Jackpot Rupt, then on our first go, then Steve, you'll get 5 points again. So you have like 2 chances of winning all the points here. It's so much fun. Oh, so much fun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I want to vomit with excitement how much fun I'm having.
Will it stop suddenly or does it like...
It's gonna spin for about 30 seconds. It's gonna play a bit of a poker in the air.
Spinning now.
Sorry?
Is it spinning now?
Well, it is spinning now, yes. Either that or we're all really drunk. But... let's give it a spin because we're going to have a sound of a poker in a 3, a 2, a 3, a 2, a 1, a go! It's one of our newest games. It's directly lifted from Spicks and Specs, but it is musician or serial killer. Fantastic. So we'll remove that one and we'll come back to our spin wheel very, very soon. Good stuff, but unfortunately, no points for anybody on that one. Oh, unfortunately. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a shame, but let's hope you guys like it. Actually, before we do this, I'm not going to spin to it just yet. We're going to bring it up onto our back wall so that I can be ahead of myself already. Good stuff. So you guys are familiar with the TV show Spicks and Specs, aren't you? The Australian quiz show. I think it was on the ABC.
So much.
Not so much. This is very few people have seen, I think, Australian TV shows, quiz shows at least, like talking about your generation, things like this. Well, this is one of the games that they did it very randomly, like once in a blue moon. I liked the idea, and I found a whole bunch of different photos which I think work really well. This is basically just a game where you're going to see a photo of someone, a black and white photo from olden times. And you're going to have to tell us what that person is, if they are a musician or if they are a serial killer. Hopefully you won't know who they are. They're not going to be someone famous necessarily. I don't think someone that you're necessarily going to know. But hopefully you're probably going to know the band that they're in, or who knows? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm that stupid that when I found them, I was just like, oh, that's who it is. There was one that was like, I knew it was David Bowie, but it was just like, that was going to be a good one. And there was another one that I found and I didn't know who it was. But I just realized as I was saying that could be in this round tonight, so I'm not going to say it. Everything looks like it's set up and prepared. Let's go into it. So let's have a go at coming into our game of musician and serial killer with a stinger I think I've set up, and it's probably going to be glitchy as fuck. See? Told you. Very, very glitchy. But this is our game of musician or serial killer. Fantastic. So, you guys are fay with your musicians? Your serial killers?
Yes, I know a lot, yeah.
Oh, good. Personally. Yeah? Good. In your Rolodex. It's just that.
What about the serial killer that plays music? What do you do then? Which way do you go?
Now, this is actually something that, yeah, in the research for this game, I had to make that delegation. At what point do you actually say serial killer? I've been a bit broad with it because, serial killer means, I think, was it more than 4 people are killed? You're not necessarily going to find that with everybody, especially not for a good show, ladies and gentlemen, because we're talking about murder. So to keep it light and fluffy, usually, like, if there's an interesting quality that goes with, both sides of it, if they're a musician who ended up going on a killing spree, that's even better for the audience. But yeah, if you think that, like, they have been affiliated even with a murder, I think that would mean that you would be leading more towards serial killer than you would be musician. Having said that, if you go, yes, I don't know who they are, and I have heard that they are violent but never written a song, then you might, also make a decision based on that. But who knows? It's just a silly game. Doesn't matter. But already we're starting, and you know what? Because it's a fun night, and I'm already all hot and sweaty, I'm starting off by giving you guys each a point. Just because...
that's my first and only one.
That's it. So far. That's right. Give it time. Because even at the end...
if they do 4 murders in the same succession, it's a mass murder. Oh, well, Golfins, that's helpful. Thanks for splitting hairs there, mate. That's good.
See, this is the stuff they should be teaching in schools.
But do they have to have... to be a serial killer, do you not have to have some kind of connection? Like, surely you can't just go and randomly kill 4 people
but
a week apart, and then are you a serial killer, or are you just like someone that kills people?
I see, yeah, because I was thinking that serial nature was the systematic, like, they just kept on doing it. Like, move on.
Yeah, like, do you have to have a name? Like, you've got to give yourself a name.
Oh, yes. Steve the Stabby Guy.
Yes, Golfins. Yes, that's it. The one you have no connection to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how we get away with it.
Perfect. Awesome. Groovy. Well, let's have a go. Let's jump on in there for our first one. You both can play along with this one. So we're going to find out in our first one whether or not you think that it is a musician or a serial killer. Badumcha. Ooh, who's this guy? He got a mullet.
Yes, that's Pookie Johnson from Pookie and the Clappers.
It's
It's
a
a well-known
Pookie.
Christian
Pookie
band
joke.
from the 1950s.
Like, do you actually know who that is?
No, no idea at all. I was just making
Because
that
I was
up.
about to say, wow, that sounded like you did that really well. It was just like, okay, damn, you're probably gonna know all of these now. Because that's it. Like, if what's it? The woman who wrote like a Leader of the Pack and all of those like sort of songs, like I wouldn't know what she looked like if I
No.
saw a photo of her, but she would probably be on the musician side of it. Like, I don't know, maybe like.
Well, you're assuming.
Maybe yes. I don't know it personally until I go a dumpster dive digging. I won't know. But what about you, Steve? What are you thinking about our?
I think that's a very young meatloaf. I could be wrong.
It does. It does look tasty enough to be.
Very young. But according to that height chart, he's about 40 foot high. Is that accurate?
It's true.
Or 40 inches.
That's just his cholesterol. That's.
Pookie was quite small, actually, when he was a teenager.
Such a small one. Awesome, cool. I like it. Well, what are we saying so far? Let's lock one in. Let's lock
Well,
one
if
in.
he's not a
tonight.
serial killer, he should be.
Yes, he dresses like one.
Yeah, see-
I could be one of the Osmonds. I would put him as one of the Osmonds.
Oh yeah.
maybe.
See, yeah, like he's got a drummer vibe about him.
Yes. Yeah. Although his hair's a little bit untidy for an Osmond, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
So we've got Phil Robinson out there saying musician. We've got Gulfiends saying musician. So what was that, Steve? You locked one in there. Sorry,
I think musician. I think it looks too good to be a serial killer. I think.
Well, that's the trick. See, he's the boy next door. I'm going to go serial killer.
Nice. I like it. I like it. What was it last week? Wasn't it Rhiannon when we had Zalthorn on? We did the opposite thing, didn't it? It ended up going the opposite way around. They were like, "Oh, he's a handsy boy, so therefore he's a serial killer." Yeah. You're doing your idea there. Okay, good. We've got Kate Miller coming in there saying serial killer as well. Good stuff. So let's find out if this handsy boy is a musician or a serial killer. Oh, oh wait. Oh no. That's the wrong thing that's been written down there. Oh, God damn it.
That's a handsome-looking woman there.
That is a handsome-looking woman there. Let me find the right thing that's written down there. Oh, dear. How did I do that wrong?
That's great.
That is gold.
That was funny.
It wasn't you, honey. It was the gremlins. They're
It's
back
the
out and
That's
playing.
it. I swear the critters are getting involved now.
Oh, don't
Sorry.
say that.
I've had a lot of work and a lot of chaos.
What?
That is Kristen Gilbert.
That
looks
is
like
Kristen Gilbert. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I've realized that I've done that when I made up the notes. I should have just made an overlay that goes on there. But I do have it written down in, luckily, the description there. This is Alfonso de Jesus Cristano. He was born, November the 1st, 1962, and died May 6th, 1989. He was an American serial killer. He was a drug dealer and a cult leader of an infamous gang that was dubbed the Narco Satanists. Ooh. Yeah, not Kirsten Gilbert. Yeah, so there you go. Fantastic. Awesome. Well, already I've fucked up. So it's a good night, and I think I need to break out the Crystal Skull vodka.
We've all learned something now. We've learned something.
We have learned something. Now, what did you guys put in there? Because we've got points. Who said serial killer? Jerry, you said serial killer, didn't you?
I put my hand up for that
You
one.
did. Boom. So you get a point. Nicely done. Perfect stuff. And as we go into our next one, let's find out who our next person is, if it is a musician or a serial killer. And let's hope there's no more further fuck-ups. Who's this person? Huh? Who's
He
this
looks like a
person?
nurse.
Yeah, this is Nancy. She made iron bars and installed them in prisons for narco-Satanists. You're right,
It looks like
Sana,
Mona
I don't know
Lisa's
what a
mother,
narco-Satanist is. It does sound like an 80s
great-granddaughter.
film. Sorry, what are you saying?
Mona Lisa's great-granddaughter, possibly.
Ah, yes. Possibly.
But would she be a serial killer or would she be a musician?
I think she'd murder a box of Cheerios. See, I was
She
trying
looks
to...
like that woman that sings Angel of the Morning. She looks like one of the era. That looks like my mum.
I can see her on Countdown or something like that, where like, what's it, Johnny Young, like, just throws to her after punching Molly Meldrum. Yeah. Awesome. So what would you be saying, Jerry?
Well, I'm going to say I want to say she's the nurse because
Hell, I'm happy for you to take. I'll give you double
she's a
points
hooker.
if it's the nurse.
Okay.
It was my fault. So yeah. And Phil Robertson, he can curse. He thinks it's Kirsten Gilbert.
I'm going to say she's a serial killer. Just looking at those eyes, those hollow eyes.
Hollow eyes. Those eyes, those cordyline eyes.
Staring at me.
Awesome. So, Steve, are you going to go with the same as Jerry, or are you going to...
Well, I think that's Kerry Ann Kennelly. So I don't think you'd call her a musician, but
yeah. But is Kerry Ann Killen a serial killer? Well, that's it.
But if you murder a song, does that make you a killer?
Yeah, that's it. I was just thinking the pain that she's been inducing on audiences. I don't know. This sounds terrible. I'm just trying to make jokes.
I think she might have been a singer that choked on a ham sandwich at some point.
I
think
see what you're doing there.
Yeah, so nice. I'd say a singer from 1960s. I'd say
different bringer. I don't know. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, it's good. I like it. We've got on the either side there. So there's choices for points. Let's find out. Oh God, I hope it works. This is Stella Badcans. 1976 album has inspired the host of US rappers. Her song Ince Ince was recently used as a sample in hip-hop producer Dr. Dre's long-awaited album Compton. Let me just double-check that to make sure that is right. I'm pretty sure it is. It is correct, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, she was an inspiration to a whole bunch of rappers out there. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. A whole bunch of cool photos actually when I was going through because like I had to... This is the annoying thing when things fuck up because you fact-check things. You're going, I don't want to look stupid. You get out there and you go, and then behind the curtain you try and reveal it, and it's dead. It's just like, we didn't get to see the Titan Aaron Bloom this decade, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, everyone can go home now. But yes, she was an inspiration, and very cool sort of stuff that you can go and listen out there. I would play it, but I would be afraid that we would get copyright strikes. Good stuff. I like it, Sadazim. You could say she was an inspiration. Aha! I love it. Oh, fantastic. Good work. Next round. I like it. Wait, no, points. Who got that one? Did I give points? Musician. That was Steve, wasn't it?
I get a point. Oh.
You got a point. Yes, no, don't be shy, Steve.
Yeah. Neck and neck, Steve.
That's it.
I'll take a point. Is this point redeemable for groceries? That's
it. Yeah, don't be afraid to get in there. That's it. Awesome. Let's go on to our next one. Let's find out who our next person is. Oh, who's this pretty boy?
Oh. Yes.
They're all 40 feet high. I'm happy for you as well, you, Rhiannon. If Rhiannon hasn't seen these as well, she doesn't know what these are. But feel free to add your comments as well. Like, I'm kind of liking the different styles of hair, personally. Just the different haircuts, but also to the progression of their life, as in their clothing choices, where the photo's been taken. There's a lot that you can do in a sort of Sherlock aspect, I feel.
He looks like one of those sweet boys next door, doesn't he?
He does.
Wouldn't say boo to a goose.
I wouldn't say boo to a goose. Sorry, Steve, what were you saying?
I think it's Todd from Neighbours wasn't he?
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, run over by a car because they couldn't afford his contract demand, so they finished him off.
That's good. Yeah, it does. It looks like a prom photo, doesn't it? Yeah. Yes, I'm banned from the house. Only now am I ever banned. That's good. It'll happen all the time. For some reason, he looks like he's a stand-up comic for me. He's waiting for you to get the joke. He definitely looks like he's sort of like deer in headlights, sort of.
He looks like Jared Padalecki from Supernatural.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true. Oh, that's actually even the Sherlock thing I was saying before. The recent one with Benedict Cumberbatch, the guy who played Moriarty. I'm getting that actor's vibes. Oh, he was brilliant as well. Jerry, have you seen the new Sherlock? Not necessarily as in like the show. The guy who plays Moriarty is brilliant. He's just a pleasure to watch. And a lot of fun. Especially
we started watching Sinner, the new season of Sinner, and that guy, can't remember his name. He's an older actor. Another joy to watch.
Cool.
Just beautiful watching him work, emote and be. He's confused. He's socially awkward. It's just an absolute joy to watch him as an actor.
Yes, or even true on that. Nobody. Have you heard or seen about the Bill Odenkirk? I think it is the guy who did Better Call Saul and
Oh, yes.
Tim and Eric also showed a great job and a lot of comedic things. Who did Nobody? I haven't seen the film yet, but I really, really want to. And I think it's about like an older guy who has just been pushed to the limits and he just doesn't take it anymore.
Seen the
So like a
trailers
Breaking
for that.
Bad.
Fantastic.
Yes, and but it's hard. Like from doing stage combat, it's always more fun if you can see someone getting hurt. So like punching someone, if they go bah, like you can see them getting hurt. If something gets dislocated, play that through the whole fight because it makes the fight so much more interesting. The stakes are higher and everything. But that's a film where all of the fight scenes in that you feel everything. Like I've seen the clips for it, and it's really good because the same sort of thing. You both get to see that vulnerability in character, but because he's pushing himself through these glass panes of torture, sort of like.
Yeah.
You feel so much for him. It's a great film, and he is a brilliant performer too. A comedic performer that you can just see oozes like talent, same as Jim Carrey. As in, don't think of them just because they can do comedy. They can't do the dramatic roles as well.
But have you noticed, like recently, there's a real shift in comic actors doing serious stuff and serious actors doing comedy. Like there's just the Diamonds one was the first kind of start of it with. Adam Sandler did the one about the diamonds. Not Adam Sandler, it wasn't him. It was Adam Sandler, and it was an intensely serious film about a guy that runs a diamond store and imports diamonds.
Cool.
And there's a lot of these comedy actors like Adam Sandler, Ron Wilson, Owen
Ben
Wilson,
Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Sorry, it was Ben Stiller. Yeah.
The Cobbler was one I'm thinking of.
Really serious stuff and showing that they're bloody good actors. Which is good because their latest comedy stuff was freaking awful. It's good.
Yeah. Well, and that point too, you can see that there's stories they want to tell, and from performing, I mean, we're all performers. The essence of being able to communicate different thoughts on a different scale at which they're not real time. You know what I mean? To be able to go through and play multiple scenarios, whether they be positive or negative. And as you say, a lot of the time you'll get cast as negative roles. The same thing, I would get serial killers all the time. And you've got to be able to compartmentalize your own sanity, but also to fulfill the character's objectives on screen. So, you've got to show off that you're enjoying things and stuff like that. So it's a hard sort of dichotomy to play. But your brain wants those moments where you can just invest in something that you can run away with. And so I think that from especially a comedic performer, like you go, oh yeah, you're Ace Ventura, you're, the Billy Madison or whatever. You just go, I just want to sit down and not cry about something. I want to seriously talk about something or, do something.
And by
important.
the same token, looking at Robert De Niro and Al Pacino doing comedy, it's freaking awesome.
Yes, well, and that's it too. Exactly.
Brilliant.
But the comedy and horror too are intertwined. And as much as a lot of people don't like horror, I mean, thriller, suspense, drama are all those sort of leading up to points of horror, and comedy and horror just go hand in hand. So it's an easy switch over. I mean, Key and Peele, that new trailer which dropped, Nope, recently.
1 Hour Photo, yeah, that's a great
1 Hour Photo, exactly.
Robin Williams, freaking wonderful.
Oh, that's
Awesome in that.
That's a gorgeous film.
And the other one, where he's the cutter, that's phenomenal.
Oh, I haven't seen The Cutter.
It's not called The Cutter. He's a cutter, and he creates films of people's lives. They have a thing implanted in their brain, if anyone knows what that's called, so that we can watch it.
Final Cut?
Yes.
Cool.
Final Cut. Wonderful. Again,
Awesome.
Robin Williams doing wonderful work.
I think I saw the name or the Final Cut was a thing, but judging from the look of the poster, in fact, I'm just going to bring up the posters here just in Google searches, just so that you can see it. It looks like an action film. So you can see up the top here, this is 1 Hour Photo. This is the one I was thinking of. Oh yeah, I know there's a couple of films. I think it was Insomnia, 1 Hour Photo, and all that.
Oh.
But when Final Cut came out, I was like, I don't want to see an action film with Robin Williams. Especially if he's looks like he's saving his kid or he's on
It's
the
a
run.
Terrible poster.
It's
Awful
a bad poster
for that film.
This one isn't even better. No.
Yeah,
but
it is actiony, but it's not that kind of action film. That looks like Taken. You know, that looks like the poster from
Well,
Taken.
yeah, these two, yeah, totally. That's like exactly Taken. But even just if we're going off on a little rant, I mean, Bicentennial Man, beautiful. Sam Neill as well. He's like just gorgeous, beautiful film. And What Dreams May Come, the
I've not
sequence
seen that.
that was the first time the car accident sequence in a film made me like my heart skip a beat. You know, sort of go, oh whoa, film can do this. You know what I mean? It really went. It can scare you, but not in a horror film. It can in a beautiful sense. It can terrify you, and that film is just gorgeous and pioneering visual effects done in that film too. I mean, with the paint techniques when he's walking, there is.
Imagine Taken starring Robbie Williams. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be. Oh, yes. Oh my God.
That would be funny.
See, now you know how they do those deep fakes where you got Jim Carrey doing Shining and stuff like that? I know we're in the middle of a game, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone off on so many tangents, but we're having fun. I want to see that. That'd be great. Robin Williams' face on Taken. That'd be fucking great. Awesome, cool. Well, we are in the middle of a game. I'm very, very sorry. What are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? This guy, a serial killer or a musician?
I'm going to go musician. I think he's one of the...
Cool.
Yes.
A musy boy. A muse. Awesome. And Steve, what are you going to say? A muse or a...
Well, because he's got side levers and a hairdo like that, he's got to be a musician because serial killers don't spend a lot of time on their hair.
No. No, they don't.
I've never seen one of the hairdressers be serial killers, so he's got to be a musician. With that hair, he's like he's going to be a Beatle.
I'm just contemplating whether or not I need to be worried if the amount of things you know intimately about serial killers' modus operandi.
Well, that's what I've heard. You know, just
what you've heard. Yeah. It's the Twitterverse out there. That's what they're saying anyway. Beautiful stuff. Okay, good. So you're both saying musician. Well, let's find out. Let's go back into it and see if this is a musician or a serial killer. Vajumfa. Oh, this is Herbert Mullins. He confessed to killing 13 people, mostly in Santa Cruz area in 1972 and 1973. He's a serial killer. Oh, no. So no points there.
Really looks after his hair.
Really I know, yeah. I know the hair is always a deceptive thing, isn't it? It's,
yeah, that's part of his cover, you know.
Well, hair is a cover.
His cover was a muso.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, walking in there with the guitar case that just goes. Yeah, I went looking for that footage because I thought that there was just going to be one film. There's not. There's multitude of films, flamethrowers, like chainsaws.
Oh, really?
So many different weapons that you can get in so many different films out there. Yeah, and all different budget scales too. So you know you can be terrified when there's projectiles involved. Beautiful. Awesome. Out there, Phil Robinson, you got it. You said killer. Nicely done. Beautiful stuff. Okay, good stuff. Let's go into our next one. Exciting. So far, we've got both of you on 2 points. So let's see if we can break that mold on our next person. Is this a serial killer or is it a musician?
No, she's a nurse. She's the nurse.
She's the nurse.
I reckon. Look at that hair.
She's nursing a dead body.
That's nurse hair, that is.
I just realized, yeah, that's it, yeah. She hasn't got any arms. She's like the Mona Lisa.
No.
But not a moan coming out of her, only her victims. So, good. So, Steve, what would you be saying?
I feel serial killer. I feel she slaughtered many people. I just feel this looking at her hair. The sort of hair that would speak to her, slaughter people.
Sorry, this shouldn't have amused me as much as it did. But you just said, and usually that's my go-to. I just say, 2 arms or something like this, and I made a Vincent de Milo joke, and it just made me laugh a lot. Sorry, what were you saying?
Richard, I think you should actually make a new game that you just show the hair. Good point.
Just the hair is a musician or a serial killer. Yeah. Or we just say, is this the nurse?
That's the nurse.
Is this the nurse? So sorry, Steve, what were you going to say?
I think, well, she doesn't look like she's armless. I think she'd be quite dangerous. Just to build on your joke about arms.
Yes, love it.
I think she's totally evil, and I'm just going to freak out when I go upstairs to bed tonight, seeing that face. I hope she's not watching this, but...
Cool, so yeah, you're saying she's a serial killer.
Yeah, definitely.
Who knows? She could be. If you are out there in chat, let us know.
Or she could be one of those Christian 1970s Christian LP covers as well.
True, could be. Who
But
knows?
I'll still stick with the serial killer.
Cool, you're still sticking with serial killer. Good stuff. Awesome. So both going with serial killer on our last. I don't know if it's our last. I don't know. I've lost track of time. But let's find out if this armless wonder is armless or not. That is, of course,
Is that
Kristen Gilbert. She was a nurse convicted of murders, attempted 2 murders with patients admitted to the Veterans Affairs Medical Center in Massachusetts. She would inject patients with mass doses of epinephrine. So yeah.
You think she's still living?
I don't know. I haven't.
Maybe she's not watching and she's offended.
I haven't tried to get in contact with her.
You're concerned, aren't you, Steve? You're worried now. Man.
That's it.
Yeah.
She's going to come to
Yeah.
IKEA and find you. Man.
She could be out next week. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's all right. She won't be able to open doors. She'll be fine.
Oh.
I guess there's an app for that nowadays. Okay, good.
And IKEA has automatic.
See, yeah. But putting it together, that's the leg will come out here, the intestines. Anyway, I think we've got one more in it, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, the naughty nurse. Phil Robinson coming in there. Good stuff. The killer hair theory. That's, I think you might be onto that. I think that might be a game. There was another game which I didn't have time to put into, and it's like nearest to or furthest to, which is like, one of them is going to be the Stegosaurus, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the Land Before Time film. And you have to place the T-Rex. Is it closer to when the thing came out, or to that? It's just like a little sliding graph. Anyway, let's find out what our next one is. Who is this? Is this a musician or a serial killer?
It looks like a bird, actually.
He does. What an underbite. And some more wicked hair. I agree. All of these could have just been hair. The musical. Or was it mutton chops? Is that what they call them?
Mutton chops, yes.
Yeah.
Very Lancashire.
Yeah.
I'm going to go serial killer for that. A Lancashire or Yorkshire serial
A
killer.
Lancashire serial killer. I like it. Beautiful stuff. I was even just going to mention one of the things with the moustache. In the Amish, a lot of the times when they don't have moustaches, I for years was going, well, why? And it was apparently an anti-military thing, because everyone in the military, it was a sort of colloquial thing that everyone would be wearing moustaches, established moustaches for status and stuff like this. So as an anti thing for that, they grew also everything else but that. Awesome. We've got Gulfin saying serial killer, Phil Robinson saying serial killer, Sardazim saying with him, think it might be both, a serial killer musician. Ha! Nice. I don't know. I don't know if I should give double points if it is both. I can't remember what's what. As you've already seen, it completely is random what it comes up with. You're saying, what was it? You're saying serial killer, was it, Jerry?
Yes. Yeah.
Jerry, serial killer.
From Yorkshire
awesome.
or Lancashire.
From Yorkshire or Lancashire. Yes. Awesome. And Steve, what are you saying?
Well, I think he's obviously aspired to serial killing, but failed at it, so he turned to music instead.
No.
He's using music to get back at society.
So you're saying he was a serial killer first
Violence
before...
people to death.
Then
but a musician, a classical musician, minuets, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He seems composed.
Yes.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Did you notice how I groaned? I did it so you didn't have to.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. Okay, well, let's go into it and find out if it's a serial killer or a musician. This was Jacques Offenbach.
Jacques
Began composing at
Offenbach.
the age of 8 and playing the cello at age 9. Died 1880, so unfortunately it was a musician. No points.
Oh, but he could have actually had potential to be a serial killer after he played the cello at age 9. There's no saying what he did
That's a good
for
point.
the rest of his life. Maybe he didn't get caught, but look at those eyes and that hair.
That's a good point. Yeah. It was
I think that's
took it
at
out
least
on
worth
everyone's
half
music.
a point there, Richard.
Sorry?
I think it's at least worth half a point.
Yeah.
If I could give half a point, I would.
He looks old for 9, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? See, and that's why. That's his serial killer stage. He's gone with the cello. He's left the cello behind. He's got, what else can I do in life?
Look, it was a different time. You aged up a lot quicker back then. It was the stress. Stress of things. Beautiful stuff. Well, I hope you enjoyed that game of musician or serial killer out there, ladies and gentlemen. Please do tell us what your favorite games are, so I can, make more of those games arrive for it. And we've already kicked off with our first game, so yay! It's all fun and games till someone drops the alphabet soup and loses an eye.
Oh, how did you do that?
I've been holding it up my entire life, and the gas has got to come out eventually.
Yes.
Oh dear. Beautiful stuff. Awesome stuff. Well, let's have a quick look out there in the chat out there. How you going out there, Rhiannon? You good?
Dying with laughter, but yes, I'm good.
With laughter. Awesome. Have I missed anything in the chat? Because I have noticed it in going by, and people have been saying some awesome stuff that I've been missing. So please do feel free to just jump on in there.
Well, Ghoulfiend says maybe the guitar and the stinger should be changed to a cello. After that one.
Yes, good point.
He wanted to choose violins, but accidentally chose violins.
Yeah.
And then Adam says, probably about time to mention that she looks like a body in front of me at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're not playing the mortuary assistant. For those of you as well playing at home, we have had a couple of specials that we have done here with Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons joining us on our last one. We tried to play the mortuary assistant, which is a horror game, a scare game. We played along together mainly because I'm just terrified and I couldn't do it, and I like to put it down to Pikelet needed the light on. He needed to have the light on all night. It wasn't, it was him. And I like to be accommodating for him. But we're hoping to do a couple more of those. I'd actually kind of dig getting back in there and having another go at the mortuary assistant. Bringing some other people who haven't seen it, they can get a bit of a scare too.
Yeah, great. I will clear my yard of frogs first and foremost.
Yes, well, Frogapult. Well, it'll be a new game. It's the Queensland government. Good stuff. But we also do have a couple of special events out there, and we also have our New Year's event, which is still running, where you guys can have the chance at winning a live escape room. That's right, not a live escape room, just an escape room with virtualescaping.com. The fantastic people over there have given us the opportunity to play a couple of escape rooms. What was it? We played The Underground.
The Underground Murder and Expedition North Pole.
That's right, yes, and it was a lot of fun. Rhiannon, you were with us on that one, and you were our saving grace for it. You held our hands through it, and you really got us through there, blacklight and all. And so we're hoping to do a couple more in the future, and we're asking all our guests as well if they would like to join us. We need the Brains Trust involved, so yes, we would love to have you involved, but pre-warned that it gets chaotic, and just see how many times I fuck it up. You don't want to put me in a room where it's just like, yeah, now control something, disarm this bomb. So yeah, especially if you have an affinity with maths, come on down. But if you do want to check that out, the video description below has a link to that video that you can go over to that and comment underneath just something 2022 related. Maybe something you want to get up to in this year, something you want to achieve, something that you don't want to do, something you want to be more opportunistic, looking out more towards, seize more opportunities. A lot of people say carpe diem. I also like carpe noctem. Doesn't matter what time of the day or night it is, just seize it and have fun. So yeah, good
and
stuff.
it is open to everyone worldwide. It's the best part. You can do virtual escaping wherever you are in the world.
That's very true. Thank you so much for adding that in there. Yes, it is. It's open up to everybody up there. So please do make sure that you get in there. And I will see if I can bring up the sponsor thing. I feel there it is. Oh, I'm terrible with my labelings there. Good stuff. So hopefully that'll come up there. Beautiful stuff. Good. So we've spun the wheel once already. We're going to go into it now to see if we can have another go at the spin wheel. Now, Rhiannon, do you have a game that you would particularly like it to land on?
Oh, I want to see Chrono Loco.
Yes,
but at the same time, I feel like we need the Spics and Specs to come up.
Yeah.
We need it. We really do.
It's true, and I just realized that, I don't know if... Oh, no, I do have it organized, because when I was getting this set up, and I was sort of like, just make sure that I've got it, just in case. It's not going to get picked. It never does. It never does. Every time it goes in.
You never know.
We never know.
You never know.
But I do like it how pure randomity and pure random chance does mean that sometimes that means that you can get the same thing twice in a row. Or never. So,
just like when Cameron got spin again twice.
Yes, that's it. Oh, it's my personal favorite. Yeah, I wish there was a way of rigging it, because you know I would be exploiting that. Good stuff. So well, let's go back over into it, and we'll see if you guys, you can choose one again. So again, I will give you the chance. If it lands on one that you choose, you'll get that point. Yeah? But what was it? Jerry, if you land on bankrupt, is that right? You lose all your points? I think that's right. Rhiannon, is Jerry the one who's losing his points this round?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, I thought so on bankrupt right. But who knows? That's only if you land on that one, yeah? Awesome. Beautiful stuff. What would be one, Jerry, though, that you do want to land on?
I've been enjoying watching the viewers chatting away. So I'd like viewers' choice, I think, and then they can choose.
Awesome, the viewer's choice. I like that. I think the audience like that too. Don't you, audience? Yes, you do. I can hear it.
And if the audience wanted to say, Jerry could get an extra point for that, then that would be okay too.
Yeah, hey, it's
because I know they'd want me to have that extra one.
No, that's absolutely. I'm a stickler for any kinds of gluttonous
bribery.
Exactly. So I'm more than willing to. What was it before, Steve? You made
excellent. Thank you. If it comes up viewer's choice, I get 10 points. Thanks, mate.
Wow. Okay. Well, now I have to throw this over to the Brains Trust. Buddy. Rhiannon, what do I do? I can't.
That's what they said.
Hold on. Oh, we do have Trust Me. So.
Yeah, you do have your D20 up your sleeve there, honey.
I'm not a gambling man, but I do like being put on the spot in a frivolous way. So, you know what? I'll live up to it. I don't want to set a precedent that the audience could think that they can just randomly do this all the time. But, screw it. Yeah, okay, if it lands on viewer's choice, 10 points. Jesus.
Thanks, Phil.
Yes, Jerry.
Checks in the mail, mate.
Oh, holy shit. I just realized Jerry, and Steve.
Just realized now.
Steve. Yes. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's really sad, honey.
That's how I start my every single day, Richard. That's how I have to start my day every day.
That's so good. Because, Steve was the security guard, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Steve. That's great. Do you know what we're talking about, Steve?
I've got no idea. I forgot I was in this show, actually. I thought I was watching TV.
It was on the IKEA
Jerry
catalog.
Springer. So Phil Robertson in the chat there just started chanting Jerry, like on Jerry Springer, obviously Jerry Redford. But the bodyguard who would always have to pry the guests apart from each other is this big guy called Steve. Yeah. And then they started chanting Steve. So I just realized that we've got both Jerry and Steve on here, and it made me wet my pants in joy. And I'm wearing white pants and then a yellow.
Did a little bit of pee really come out?
just a little bit of pee. Just
a little bit. Just enough to need to change your pants in the morning.
Just a little bit of urine escaped my bladder.
As long as you've been hydrating, it won't smell so much.
That's it. Exactly. It came out like a torrent. Anyway, let's get back into it. Spinning that wheel. Exactly. We got to keep it under the covers. Oh, gosh darn it. Spinning that wheel. We're going into this. If it lands on viewer's choice, Jerry gets 10 points. Steve, what do you want it to land on?
I don't know. What would win me the most prizes?
Was there prizes as well?
Are there
You
prizes?
just said there was points.
A foot rub, a real fish dinner. Well, you can't choose viewer's choice and you can't choose jackpot rupt. But you can choose any of the other ones and I'll give you 5 points.
I like green.
Points. Sorry?
I like green. Can I have the green one?
Jackpot rupt. Why not? I'll give you 10 points if you land on jackpot rupt. Beautiful stuff. Let's give it a spin and find out who is going to be playing what on our next game. Hi! Yes, an empty bottle of Sam Neill's wine. That's right, 2 paddocks, empty bottle of Riesling. No points for you. Beautiful stuff. Let's remove that one because, of course, it's a player's choice. So that was Jerry's go, wasn't it? So Jerry, you can choose. Was it?
No, it was Steve's go, wasn't it?
Was it Steve's? I don't know. I'm drunk.
Let Steve choose it. Let Steve have it. Steve can have it.
That's very nice,
okay.
Jerry. Beautiful
So-
stuff. Steve, what would you like to play? Chrono Loco or Never Mind the Spicks and Specs?
I've never seen any of these games. What would you recommend?
I
Like a
would
weight.
recommend Chrono Loco.
Yeah, well, if you think that's a choice, yes.
Okay.
I'll go.
Well, good. It's decided.
I haven't dined here before, so if you can just.
That's
make
all
this-
right.
They only have hot dogs. That's about all.
it's gotten really warm. I think it's like started storming before, and you know when it gets like really stormy, instantly it starts heating up. So I think that like I'm cooking at the moment in here.
No, that's the pee going down your leg. Rick.
That's it. That's it. Like in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna be getting a chill. So I am trying to do things in the background, ladies and gentlemen. I know it just looks like I'm sitting here doing like, thinking face, but I'm trying to find things out and I don't label things properly. So I'm just going to take down our spin wheel and bring up our next one, which is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't seen it actually in quite a while. Have we, Random? When was the last time we saw Chrono Loco?
Episode 19 with me versus David.
19. So, yeah, I guess not really too long ago. This is 21 and that's 19. But still, it feels like it's been too long.
Well,
And
it
so-
has because that was before Christmas.
That's
so
true.
It's
And
been a
hope you
hot
all
minute.
Had a very Merry Christmas. We also have a Christmas extravaganza special that we did play an escape room called Expedition North Pole. So you can check that out as well on there, which is a lot of fun. And the intro alone is just like full on and great. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you have wanted to see it for so long because, it's a bit of fun and we can't go to Mexico, so we might as well play Chrono Loco. Yay! Ole, Phil Robinson, you got it right there. So fantastic. These ones aren't on IMDb. We did a one episode before where I think it was the last episode. It was the one with the Shawshank Redemption, The Godfather, The Dark Knight, and Angry Man. That was the first order that came up on was the top 5 films on IMDb's ranking order. This is not the top 5 films on IMDb's ranking order, but we do have 5 different films that are up here, and I want first you guys to tell me what these film posters are. Please do feel free to help out in the comments below. I have obscured the title of the film poster, but I've kept in if it has their the cast names up there or anything else, and we'll expand it to see it there. But if there's any of those ones, do you know any of those movie posters?
Yes, number 2, definitely Gods Must Be Crazy.
Yes!
Went to see that at the cinema when I was about, 14, 12, 13 years old.
Oh,
Very silly
fantastic.
film. Very silly film.
Very silly years old.
Very silly film.
Oh yes, so much fun. I really like that, and that was like one of the films where I think they use sped up photography. Like
Yes.
yeah, those moments are done really really well. And
Yeah.
again, South African film I think it was.
Yes. Someone, that fella there gets hit on the head with a Coke bottle that someone throws out of a plane, and it sets in this whole chain of events.
Yeah, he takes it back to his tribe, and they start using it, but because it's the only thing that's unique, everyone wants to use it because it's hard enough to use as like a hammer.
Yes, and it
You can use
creates
it
all this
yeah,
upset.
you can
doesn't
bring
it?
water, yeah, and it's that idea of materialism or capitalism, it was that sort of thing. But also to the actor who, or the performer who was the main guy, his name was Ngao. Ngao. That's
Yes,
it. That's how you
that's
say
he
it.
used to speak.
And yeah, and it's really interesting because he's from one of the Nene tribes out there, and you spell it. Because that's what I'm trying to go through. N-A-X exclamation. No, not exclamation mark. Something like that. It's a weird character that's in there that you go, wait a minute. It's like, when someone has a number in their name and you go, you can't do that. That's not how English works. But it's something like that. It's an X and an exclamation mark or something that makes that sound and stuff like
yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah, and I don't know.
There's a part 3,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yes, he goes to Hong Kong. I remember that one. Yeah. Great fun films as well. So yeah, definitely check them out if you haven't seen them there before. Beautiful stuff. Was there another film, just whilst I'm going to bring it up at the background? There it is, Chrono Loco. Good stuff. What's another film that you guys can say? Oh, actually, Jerry, I'm going to get you a point for that one. Bing!
Oh, thank you.
That's all right. You got that one right. So, guys,
Somebody flashed some of the answers up there on the screen. Somebody.
Ah,
writing
good.
it. Tended to ruin it a bit for me, but.
No, that's all right. They're there to help you. They can help or hinder you, though. So, yes.
I know the other three, but not the first one. I think the first one is The Sound of Music, I think.
It's 3 Caddyshack, is it? Or something
Yeah.
like...
Crazy. So 3, you're saying Caddyshack, Jerry?
is that... Oh, yes.
Nice, you got Caddyshack. Right. Nice. Unfortunately, this is not The Sound of Music. I can't remember an axe being in The Sound of Music.
Oh, no.
I'm sure it was an axe, because, Christopher Plummer's hair was sort of looked like he would be a serial killer. I remember him murdering all the Von Trapp family. I thought I remember that. But,
oh, it's a different
If that was the
version, I
case,
think.
I might have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to move around the chat because I just noticed that it was being obscured by the things. But
I know the next one is called Breaker Morant, and I met the
Hey,
guy
nice.
that wrote that. Yes.
So, yeah, no, you keep going.
I met the guy that wrote that.
Oh, really?
Yes. But I can't say anything more than that.
Is it a secret? Why?
Or his name?
Well, he hated the play I wrote. He told me how much he hated my play. and
Oh.
he's won an Oscar for writing or something, and
Oh,
told me how
wow.
awful my play was. So
Isn't
that's
that...
how I remember him.
Isn't that always a thing when you're
Yes.
either a part of a show and you're doing the connections thing after, or you've seen the film, it's a premiere or something, and someone you like quite revere comes up to you and you're like, oh shit, like, is this gonna, be something where, like, I ask them, what did you think, and they say, you were a bit shit, like, do you want to run that sort of like
But
risk?
don't you wish there was more honesty like that in the world?
No, true, actually, yeah. Like the amount of
No,
times that
it's just-
if someone does give you a compliment, you're like, are you just pissing in my pocket right now? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather someone said the sets were nice. You know?
yeah, true.
At least I know they're being honest.
I remember he said my play was an insult to all actors, he said.
Oh, ouch.
I just
Wow.
recalled it. Yeah.
See, like, but also too, like, a response like that makes me think that they are enjoying not the pain that creates or the effect it's going to create, the whimsical, cutthroat nature of it. You know what I mean? It's almost like doing something fancy with a weapon. You know what I mean? It's a finesse. It's like fire breathing, I guess. Dangerous yet frivolous.
But also he said this in front of an entire audience who had just listened to a reading of the play, and he got up in front of everyone and said this.
Wow. Jeez.
But
So that's why you're not
I
mentioning
mentioned
his
his
name.
name.
I like your diplomacy, Steve. See, I need to get... This is what I need.
He
Rhiannon?
did write. He's one of the 4 people that wrote that screenplay. So
Oh, okay,
you can
cool.
figure it out.
Nice. Very, very cool. Awesome. Sweet. Well, we do have, I think, 2 more up there as well. Now, I don't... you can offer some hints, Rhiannon. I'm more than happy for you to offer any hints that you think would help. But do you know what either of those films are? I'm pretty sure you would. Of course you
I
do.
know what number 1 is.
Yes, of course you do. If there's any hints, actors...
It stars Jamie Lee Curtis during her Scream Queen reign.
Ooh, so if there's a Jamie Lee Curtis, if you guys know that out there. If it's been mentioned, it has been mentioned in the comments.
It has
out
been
there.
mentioned in the comments, yes.
Yep.
It's not Valentine's Day, is it?
No.
Because she's got roses and...
No. And an axe. So you're right, it is very Valentine's Day. It's just like, what will I get for him this Valentine's Day? Another hack to the skull?
What says I love you?
Or something that can die and get aphids. Okay, good. So yeah, it is out there. I'll send you guys as well the link in the Zoom chat. I'm sorry.
Prom night. Phil, did Phil get prom night? Is that what it is?
Oh, nice. Well, the way that
Well
I
done,
do
Phil.
this, I'm like a cheeky algorithm. I can see it out there, but I'm listening for the code from whenever I said it. You said it, Jerry, so you get the point.
Oh, serious?
I know, right? See, they can help or hinder.
Thanks,
Nicely done.
Phil.
Nicely done. And thank you, Phil, out
Appreciate
there.
it.
Yes. So
You can
Phil-
have one of those points as well, Phil.
Oh, loving it, loving it. Let's just bring it in here, and we're going to go up there. Now, there's one more up there. There's one more film poster. Anybody else out there knows? I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, but that's not that. I know what it is. Can I say what it is?
Can you say what this was? Absolutely, yes. Get the point, dude.
Yeah, well, isn't that 9 to 5?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
They're
should.
doing a remake now of it.
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
no.
Really?
Yes, they are.
Who's the cast? Was it not be announced?
I will look it up for you.
Oh, thank you, Rhiannon.
I
Awesome.
think Dolly Parton's playing all of the three women in it.
All of them. I'm hoping you meant it the way I took it. Now, the one thing about 9 to 5. Now, I remember seeing this as a kid. I loved it. Who's the guy in it? He is one of those.
Coleman?
Sorry?
Dabney Coleman is his name, I think.
Dabney Coleman? Awesome.
Dabney.
He was in so many films, always, again, playing that same character. And I feel like, if he ever played anything else, just with actors, a lot of the time you get the typecast sort of role and things like this. In Back to the Future 3, I remember the woman who played the love interest for Christopher Lloyd was so excited because she never got those roles. Same sort of thing for this. I feel like he's one of those actors that sort of like never has not been that sleazy hard-ass boss. Sort of like the Bill Paxton sort of thing in Alien, as you were saying, before and stuff like that. Yeah. Also too, I just want to say that's our virtual escaping. That's the event that you can make comment to before for our New Year's Eve special event. So yeah, you can check that out there. Just notice the time, and oh boy, I'm running really behind. So let's get back into our game. So now we've got to put these into chronology.
Very quickly, honey, the 9 to 5 remake has actually been cancelled. They are, however, releasing a documentary this year called Still Working 9 to 5.
Oh, good. I like it when that if they can't fund the project and there's been any progression with it, they make some sort of documentary just to release, out there so that people can see that things are happening with it. That's great. So yeah, we'll hopefully try and keep you guys on the ball with that, because that's one of my favorite films when I was younger, and hopefully it's a guilty pleasure for you guys, or at least you remember it and it gives you like warm spots. Not the sort of things you need to see a doctor about, but exactly the sort of things you can clear up with an ointment. So in our game of Chrono Loco, now, currently, we have these 5 movie posters up here, and they're all beautiful. Now, the problem is that they can move around. This is the order that they came out. They're all currently a Chrono Loco. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're completely a Chrono Loco. So we need your help out there to put them back into the right order. So I just want you guys to, you can make decisions yourself. You can go against each other. You can work together. I don't mind. Help them out there in the chat. But we can move these around here. So do you want this to go first? Do you want it to go last? Do you want it to go in the middle? What order would you like these posters to go in so that they go in the right chronological order?
I think this is a trick question.
Could be. Could be.
I think they're all made at the same time.
They all came out at the exact same time. Well, I have looked these down to, I'm pretty sure, the date. Let me just go back into the scene, because I have put these down all underneath. Yes.
I think Breaker Morant was early 70s.
All of these have the day, the month, and the year release. So, yeah, they might be close to each other, but who knows? I can't reveal too much. I also do want to make a quick mention to all the people out there on Twitch and on YouTube. I am trying to get Facebook Live to work, and for some reason it's just not letting me click on the live, go live or do now. I don't know why, so I apologize about that one. But jump on the chat there and see if you can help out by putting those in order. Do it without Googling if you can. Try and put yourself in the position where, you want to, not necessarily get anything as a physical prize out of this. Do it for your own accolades. And hell, so you can tell your partner, your children, your students, your co-workers, that you were the Quiz Arena champion, and in your heart that you were really. So good. What film do you think came out first or last or what?
Well, I think Gods Must Be Crazy was around 1981, 82, nice. 80, maybe 1980.
You think 1980? Awesome. So do you think that any of does that mean that you would?
And then, I would put Breaker Morant first. I think.
Yeah, you'd be going Breaker Morant first.
Yes. I would put 1, and then maybe 9 to 5 after Breaker Morant. Then Gods Must Be Crazy. Then Prom Night. Then Caddyshack. That's what I'm thinking.
Prom Night and Caddyshack. So that's your selection.
Yeah. Or Caddyshack and Prom Night.
Okay, so well, that's right. You can have a decision about that.
That's sort of.
No, that's good. That's good. I I just realized, I just thought of a new contingency of taking a screenshot of this thing, but I can't work out how to do it. My brain's not letting me do it. Cognitive load, ladies and gentlemen. Yippee! So, good. That's your selection. Rhiannon, if you'd just be able to make a mental note, somewhat of that. And
I could
I
take a
am
photo
writing
if
it
you
down
like.
now, okay?
that's all right. I'm pretty sure we'll be onto it, and we'll be able to remember it. But just in case, Steve, which order would you like to put those in?
I think Breaker Morant was first. I think Caddyshack was second.
Mhm.
And I think then Gods, and then 9 to 5, and Prom Night. I've got no idea because I was out the night that premiered.
You were washing your hair.
Yeah, so I just put that last because I don't know.
Cool, awesome. I like it. Good, awesome. Sweet. And again, I'll have to do another screenshot or work out how to do that screenshot thing on a different way. Because I just realized if I do that, then it saves so many layers, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so much work would not need to be done. Good, so that is your selection. And you guys will get a point right. If for everyone that you get right, you will get a point. I'm just trying to work out if you're getting points off for everyone you're incorrect on. No, just for everyone that you're right. And it's in the right order. So unfortunately, it's not like, you'll see how it plays. I have a system and my brain is just farting way too much. So, coming back there, ladies and gentlemen, let's just quickly have a check out there in the comments. What are you guys saying? Gulfiends is saying the gods must be crazy, Break 'em around, Prom Night, Caddyshack, 9 to 5. I have no idea if this is wrong. It's the coroner's fault. That's it. Blame the coroner. Or even blame the coroner. Or brain
Too many coroners.
corpse. Exactly. Yeah. I know. I think we're all humming 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5.
Better than the Sheena Easton version.
Yeah, I don't know why, but my brain just, for some reason, I saw The Apprentice with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was singing 9 to 5 and sort of dancing. I don't know why that happened.
You let us into your dreams just then, Richard.
Yeah, that's advertising under the covers after this. Beautiful. So, back into our chronological, let's find out which came first. Let's start with Steve. We'll work backwards. So, let's go with this one. Steve, were you right? Which was first? Good. Okay, so good. Coming out first, we had Break 'em around on the 15th of the 3rd, 1980. So, yes, you get a point. Nicely done. Awesome.
And so did Jerry.
Nice.
Thank you, Rhiannon.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes. What next up? We had Caddyshack, which came out on the 21st of the 8th, 1980. Yay! Awesome.
One
Points.
point to Steve. Sorry,
Yes.
Jerry.
Jerry, you
That's
want to?
okay. No, I didn't.
He put 9 to 5 second.
No. Nice. Awesome. Next one, we've got The Gods Must Be Crazy. Came out on the 10th of the 9th, 1980.
Points to both. Woohoo!
Woo! Awesome. And then we've got 9 to 5, which came out on the 19th of the 12th, 1980. Nicely
Points to
done.
Steve. Sorry, Jerry.
No, Steve smashed it.
Awesome,
He
nicely
did.
done. And then we've got Prom Night coming out on the 26th of the 12th, 1980. Perfect work there.
They're all in 1980. It
Well
wasn't a
done,
trick.
Steve. You got them all.
They're all in 80. So it was a trick.
Yeah, it was. So the main reason, one of the things, I can't go out. I was just about to reveal one of the secrets of how I play these games. I'm not going to do that because it's going to fuck up the format of the show. But one of the things that I did notice was that I can't just randomly do this. You can't just go, okay, 5 film posters or whatever. Because a lot of the time it's very easy to go, oh yeah, I remember where I was in my life at that time. So I like doing those sort of things. And this one was like, I think I went with 2 films that I knew were around the same time or like that I liked. And then I was just like, cool, what's around the same time? And so we just found ones that are all like that. Good stuff. I now have to think of another gimmick because I've destroyed that one. Mame the Coroner. Oh, now I'm thinking of Mame. Why did I buy him those damn long pants? Beautiful stuff. Well, that was our game, ladies and gentlemen, of Chrono Loco! With Jerry Redford at 9 points and Steve McGrath with 11 points. Congratulations,
it's
guys.
so close. It's so close.
It is so close.
isn't it?
So close. And still anyone's game. Because we are running a little bit behind time, which means we are going to be running into our Quiz Arena tournament very, very soon. So get ready, because we're going to be racing straight into that, because it is already 9:30 and we're supposed to be starting, was it under the covers at 9:30? So
and it's getting close to my bedtime.
Exactly.
Richard,
so let's go into our game that we regularly play on here, which of course is Venkman Burn in Hell. So just like the beginning of the film, we have a whole bunch of cards here, 5 to be exact. And these are the 5 cards that usually people talk about when they're talking about ESP. Oh, I can't. That's good. You can't even see the shape on that one. There we go. It's a yellow circle. So the idea is that I'm going to hold up one of these cards, and you're not going to be able to see which one I'm holding up. And I want you to try and tell me which one you think it is, purely based on the idea of me trying to communicate through my vibe or whatever. Yeah, or you can take a guess. You can literally try and see if it's something that's coming through the waves or like that. There's no gimmicks involved. I'm not going to be doing any sort of magic tricks or anything like this. There is literally just all of these choices that you can choose from. Yeah, and for those of you as well playing at home, the Skeptical Society offers $100,000 to the proof of psychic claims, and ESP would be one of these claims. So there is a 12 to 15% chance of randomity of you guessing correct, and already we've got, K9, Miffed Max, a couple of times they've already guessed it. So let's see which one you guys can guess. So there's only 5 to choose from. It is the blue wavy lines, the red cross, the yellow circle, the green star, or the black box. Cool? Awesome. So you can pick that one home. Type it down in chat, whichever one you think. The coroner's getting involved already, and I'm going to pick this one. And I don't know what it is, but I have to make sure it's around the right way, because otherwise that wouldn't have been a fun game. So what card am I holding up? I'm happy Rhiannon can play along with this one too. This is one that everyone can play at home, and it's also safe for the kids too.
I think it's a serial killer.
You think it's a serial killer, yeah? Not a musician?
No, it's
I like it.
Can I say what it is?
Yes, please do. I realised too.
It's a star. I know it's a star.
You know it's a star, Gorson.
Green star. It has to be.
It's just because you're the star. You're a star. That's why. Awesome. So you're saying
I was
star.
going to say the blue wavy lines.
You're going to say blue wavy lines. Awesome. We've got Gulfiends saying that the coroner says it's a red cross. Gulfiends is saying that it's a square. Yes, K9 saying where is Gulfiend saying where is K9 because he was very good at this game. Going for the black box, Phil Robinson is good stuff. Rhiannon, what would you say, or what does Shadow say?
Shadow, darling, what do you think Richard's holding up?
Because Shadow knows.
Of course Shadow knows. Shadow's snoring, so he's not very helpful.
Or maybe it's like a Morse code. He's sort of like trying to get it in a frequency like Braille sort of thing.
Oh dear God, I don't speak dog. All right. You know what? I feel like I should balance it out and go for the yellow circle.
You
That way then we've got all of them covered.
Awesome. Good. Well, let's find out at home if you have thought it. Just yell it at the screen. That way you know that you have ESP or not. But tonight, we definitely know something's up, or at least under that hat, with Jerry, because he got it, ladies and gentlemen. Blue wavy
there
lines.
It was.
Look at that. Amazing. Perfect. I think that's... Is that the first time that one of the guests has gotten it?
Even whilst you started talking about it, I knew it was going to be blue wavy lines.
That's it. It's the frequency. That's what we're talking about. Like, Tesla knew about it as well. Perfect. Congratulations. Well, I always forget to tell you how many points. That usually is played 2 points on for a correct answer, 2 points off for an incorrect answer. So, Jerry, you got 2 points on.
That means Steve, it's a tie. It's a tie with Steve.
Unfortunately, no, it's 2 points off for an incorrect answer.
Oh!
I know. So instantly there, it's flipped. But that's all right. We do have the chance later on, if you do want to say trust me, then whoever's a little bit behind, you can trust me for the chance at winning, at spinning the prize wheel. And when it's spinning that prize wheel means that you could win possibly 20 points or lose all your points. Who knows? It's literally the roll of a 20-sided dice. Beautiful stuff. But without further ado, that was our game of Chrono Loco and Vecman Burn in Hell. Yay! Fantastic. And I do that too much. I have to let it dissipate. Good stuff. Let's go into our Quiz Arena tournament, though. Let me just take down our Chrono Loco screen. If there's anything you guys would like to add just before we go into it, your handles, any place, where people can find you at, something that you like to see. Or...
We still get to see the porn movie, do we?
Yes. No, this isn't the porn movie bit. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
As in, like, you can do what you want to in your own time, and we can't see underneath the desk, so who knows what you've been doing. But for some reason, I feel like I need to play the chicken or egg stinger.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, now, after that reaction, how can I not? So, yeah, let's have a go at another stinger for chicken or egg.
Start with an omelet or a hen. Oh, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken or the egg?
Yay! Which is always a lot of fun up there. Yeah, the main reason I say that is because there's some very questionable sound effects that I had to look up when I had to try and find that one. So that's the only reason why we're laughing with that one. Whilst this whole time I'm still trying to find there it is. Great stuff. Beautiful. Awesome. So, yes, let's start it off. We have about 2 minutes now, ladies and gentlemen, to get prepared and into it. And, of course, we're going to be running our stinger before it. So, yes, where can people find you, Jerry?
IMDb,
Instagram.
yeah, like IMDb, Instagram. I'm not really kind of active on socials unless I'm kind of doing stuff. Films for Change. I think that's the most worthy stuff that I'm working with. My wife runs Films for Change with a number 4, Films for Change. And like our series that we started Films for Change with, offering men non-violent choices in relationships, and trying to sort of work with, helping men's behavior change programs, that sort of thing. So that has actually gone around the world and is required viewing in a lot of programs. And we're working on a second series of that as well. So that's I really enjoyed that work, and it's really valuable work. So
that's an amazing cause. I'm just putting the URL up there now. You. That's all right. Sorry, I know it's there. And
we did a wonderful little green screen series here in the studio called Ness, which is all it's a little series aimed at young kids, sort of year 5 and 6. Building emotional resilience and helping little kids understand feelings with is a wonderful actress that we worked with, a young Indigenous girl, and we smashed I think it was 8 scenes in one day.
Oh, cool.
And she's just on a green screen with acting with tennis balls, talking to imaginary things, and then we animated it all afterwards. And that's awesome. That's on our website, filmsforchanging.org.
Sweet. Well, definitely, yeah. Make sure you check that out there, filmsforchangeinc.org. Links up there, and I'll put that into the description as well.
Thank you, mate.
Sorry to cut you off. We are 10 seconds away. We won't do the stinger. We're just going to go straight into our quiz right now. So make sure that you guys type along and play along at home. Tell everyone as well in the household, just grab your device and play along and have fun. First question number 1. What popular dance routine is performed by Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner, in 13 Going on 30 from 2004? 1. Vogue. 2. Thriller. 3. The Locomotion. 4. The Carlton.
1.
Yay.
Are we allowed to shout out? Sorry, are we just shouting out? Or
what you usually do is when you see your face coming back up there, that's usually when we say, that's when you can say what answer you. But we can filibuster and go off on tangents. I want to go off on a tangent about the Carlton. Because do you guys know any reference? Do you know what that reference is?
Is it beer?
Oh, the Carlton. I'm pretty sure, Rhiannon, is this a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Prince of Bel-Air? Yeah.
Yes, good. I'm glad I got that reference. That's very funny. Beautiful. What would you guys be saying?
Oh, I think it's number 1.
Number 1, Vogue.
think they do that thing.
Actually, I just noticed
I
that this
remember.
webcam has a really sick motion blur, and like voguing looks really cool. Awesome, fantastic. What would you say, Steve?
I have to say Carlton because it reminds me of beer, and that's what I'm thinking about.
Nice,
Guessing, basically.
awesome, beautiful. Well, no, because the Carlton was the dorky brother of Will Smith, so I think he used to do that dance. Beautiful stuff. Unfortunately, neither of you got it right, so points off for that one. Our next.
It was Thriller.
It was Thriller.
Thriller.
Yes. Next question, question number 2. Our love fern, you let it die, is a quote from which romantic comedy? 1. Something Borrowed. 2. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. 3. Bride Wars. 4. 200 Cigarettes. Our love fern, you let it die, is a quote from which romantic comedy? Something Borrowed, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Bride Wars, or 200 Cigarettes? Does that bring either of you guys know anything?
I'm going to say 1. Something Borrowed.
Something Borrowed, nice.
I like romantic comedies, but I don't recognize them.
I've only seen, what is it, How to Lose a Guy in 20 Days, and, was it, Cigarettes? No, cigarettes. So I don't know. Steve, what would you be saying?
I'd say Bride Wars because, again, it reminds me of beer.
Nice. Like, Prost. That's why I'm using the whole Dave Allen thing, so you can't see what's in the glass. Unfortunately, it was How to Lose a Guy in 30 Days. So, yes, unfortunately,
Everybody got it apart from us.
I know, yes. I did want to as well make a mention out there too, again, points-wise. Point on for correct answer, point off for incorrect answer. So, oy vey.
What if you don't give an answer? What do you get then?
I slap you silly.
Okay.
Awesome. Question number 3. In Josie and the Pussycats, 2001, what zodiac sign does Melody Valentine say she is? 1. Scorpio. 2. Pisces. 3. Leo. 4. Gemini. Ooh. Josie and the Pussycats, 2001. Hopefully up the alley of someone's wheelhouse, they'll know exactly what this is. Melody Valentine. What zodiac sign was she is? Notice that there's not an Ophiuchus up there.
Mucus?
Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is the 13th zodiac.
Oh, didn't know that.
I know. Well, technically there's a difference between the constellations and the actual signs themselves, but like, yeah. Anyway, what would you guys be thinking of? What strikes your fancy?
I'm going to say Pisces because it's a fish and they're pussycats.
Hey, I like it. I like it. That's very good. Very diplomatic.
I'd say Gemini, because I once knew a cat called Gemini.
Good answer, Steve.
See, this is good. You like affiliate. I like it. It's good. Neither of you went with the obvious, which would be Leo, because it's obviously the cat.
Ah.
Oh.
I know. I like it because it wasn't.
Oh,
It was
you
none of
don't
those.
be wrong.
Scorpio.
It's
Congratulations. That's how it's played, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic.
And Melody Valentine was played by Tara Reid, who is actually a Scorpio.
There you go. Fantastic. Perfect stuff. I do like that when everyone's going, oh cool, there's a cat theme in there. There's got to be some sort of thing. I'm gonna beat the system. So good. Which 1990s black comedy features a homage to the Rocky Horror Picture Show with the line, I made you and I can break you just as easily? 1. Wild at Heart. 2. Slums of Beverly Hills. 3. My Boyfriend's Back. 4. Jawbreaker. What are you missing in there, Rhiannon?
Richard, did you laugh at that?
Yes.
Did you laugh at that yourself?
I'm laughing at so many of them. Yes, I am. Not only for the fact that I'm glad I got to say I made you and I can break you just as easily as Tim
I
Curry.
thought you would enjoy that.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
You told me to get out of the horror genre, so I did. I dove into 90s black comedies.
Perfect. I love it.
And this happens to be a personal favorite of mine, too.
And
So.
I'm just imagining as well that it's not my boyfriend is coming back or has returned. It's literally just a picture of someone's back. Anyway, what would you be saying, Steve?
I'd say Jawbreaker because the word break is in there.
Awesome.
That's the real link.
And Jerry, what would you be saying?
Ooh, I would say Slums of Beverly Hills because I don't know the film.
Nice.
Well,
I don't know either of them either. But Steve got that point because he got Jawbreaker.
Oh, well done,
I
Steve.
just guessed.
I know. Well, it's
guess.
doing you well. It's doing you well. We've got Ghoul Fiends and Phil Robinson as well, who joined you in that right answer there too. So nicely done. I like it. It's picking up pace. Good. On our next one, Question number 5. Adjusted for inflation, which movie is the biggest hit of Clint Eastwood's career? 1. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. 2. $1 Million Baby. 3. Every Which Way But Lose. 4. Dirty Harry. Oh, adjusted for inflation. I do love these ones. And I want to make a balloon animal.
That's because that adjusted for inflation just adds a whole different spin on it.
It does, especially, yeah, exactly, when it rotates. Good. Also, what would you guys be saying?
I'm going to say Dirty Harry.
Oh, dirty Harry. Nice, awesome, good. Yeah, well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Like, you know, that... Oh, but then again, there's some good ones in there. What would you be saying, Steve?
Well, I think his biggest movie was obviously Dirty Harry. I can't see how you would say any other answer, I think.
That's how I was thinking, but then I was looking at, what was it, Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I don't know, I'm not that au fait with it. Like, you know, as in, what was it? Jerry, we know Steve Hopley, and he knows his Oscar movies back to front, so he would probably definitely know this one. But it was Every Which Way But Lose. Who got the point for that one?
Right turn, Clyde.
That's interesting.
Nice. Did anyone get the point for that?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, that's right. You both said Dirty Harry, so that was why I was going, where was the other one chosen? Beautiful stuff.
Here's my answer now.
Yes. How many times is the word man said in Dazed and Confused? 1993. 1. 221. 2. 203. 3. 186. 4. 164. So good.
Is that the Cheech and Chong film when Cheech Marine says that they get paid $5 every time they say man, and then Tommy Chong just goes man.
Was it?
That film?
No, Dazed and Confused came out obviously in 1993, and it is a stoner film that is set in the 80s about the last day of school. Stars Matthew McConaughey in his infamous all right line.
Ah, right.
Yes. That's right. And Mila Jovovich.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that just brought...
And Ben Affleck is in it too. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That was surreal. That just took me back in time. Okay, good. What would you guys be saying? Jerry, what were you thinking?
I'm just going to guess there at 203.
203, nicely done. Awesome. And Steve?
It's got to be 164 because no one would say that word so often in a film. It would get boring.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Watch more Cheech and Chong films, Steve.
Exactly, yeah. Nice.
Well,
Good, Jerry.
I counted this again, so 203.
Nicely done. Perfectly work. Oh, look at that. It's working out. It's balancing. It's getting very, very close to the wire, man, dude. Who played Freddy Krueger's father in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, 1991?
Oh, God.
1. Yaphet Kotto. 2. Tom Arnold. 3. Sean Greenblatt. 4. Alice Cooper. You just enjoy this too much, don't you, Rhiannon?
Oh, I do. Yes, I do.
You...
If it helps, all of them are in the movie.
I was going to say, are all of them real names?
Yes, and they're all in the movie.
Okay, good. Good, because, yeah, Sean Greenblatt, like, to be fair, if I knew a Sean Greenblatt at school, I would probably both hassle him and think that is also the coolest name in the world.
Yes.
I'll be on the fence. I don't want to... What would you guys be saying? Steve?
I'd say Alice Cooper, I think.
Alice Cooper. Nice. Beautiful. Writing crop images again. And Jerry?
I'm just going to guess again and go for Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold. Nice. Awesome.
Well, Yaphet Kotto actually played the therapist in that film. Tom Arnold was a childless man. Sean Greenblatt was actually John Doe who gets dropped onto that bed of nails. But it's Alice Cooper who plays Freddy's father.
Hey, nice. So Steve got it.
Yeah, I just felt he should have played it if he hadn't.
He
But
should
didn't,
have.
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
should have.
that's it. I remember that the bed of nails, Sean Greenblatt moment. Awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good because it's a huge. You're not expecting to see it happen, and it just it kills off like the protagonist at that point in the film. Question number 8: how many members of the Dirty Dozen, 1967, actually served in World War II? 1, 10, 2, 7, 3, 5, 4, 8. Wow, cognitive load. Just say numbers and don't try
Just
and
numbers. Just saying numbers at us, Richard.
Yeah, that's it. Just say numbers. Don't try and think. It's like, it feels like one of those things when it says yellow, but it's written with a green font. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's
That's
just like,
a hit list, isn't it?
it's good fun. It's good. It lets me know that I haven't yet got dementia. Or if I am, I'm just in a straitjacket staring at a wall going like, so Jerry, what do you say? It's good.
At least you don't know you have it.
That's what exactly. The ignorance is bliss. What would you be saying?
I would be saying 2-7.
2-7. Good. And Steve, what would you be saying?
I'll just have to say 10.
Nice.
I don't know why.
Cool. Awesome. Nice, Jerry. You got it.
Oh my goodness, that was a good guess.
And the people that served were Lee Marvin, who was a Marines, Telly Solas, who was Army, Charles Bronson was Army, Ernest Borgnine was Navy, Clint Walker was a Merchant Marine, Robert Ryan was the Marines, and George Kennedy was Army.
Wow.
And the two who didn't serve, should we shame them?
Name and shame.
Yes, in your own time. Beautiful. Penultimate question. Marlboro cigarettes used which Western movie's theme song in their commercials for 7 years after the movie's release? 1. True Grit. 2. The Magnificent Seven. 3. The Good, the Bad, and the Guilty. 4. El Dorado. Cool. And that was for several years after the movie release, not necessarily 7 years. That's one of those double speak things that kind of gets on my nerve. Like, doesn't mean 7 years, it means multiple.
I think
Why
it's
use
5. I think several is actually
Well, it's supposed to be
5,
any greater than 4, I think. Because...
which is 5.
You're right, I should. You're right, sorry. But it can be greater than 5 was what I was getting at. So what would you be saying?
Oh, now you're changing it now.
Now I'll change it. Yes, always be ahead. What would you be saying as the answer? True Grit, Magnificent Seven?
I'm guessing 3.
3.
No, 4. 4.
El Dorado. Steve, what would you be saying?
I think the Magnificent Seven, because it sounds like a smoky sort of a movie.
Nice, smoky sort of a movie. Well done. Awesome. Well, you got the point.
Well, it is as well. Well done, Steve.
Yes, nice.
And
Oh,
Stephen
wow.
rhymes with 7, so.
That's it.
Ah.
And we're still on equal fittings as well, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go into our last question. Which scandalous film opened the Cannes Film Festival in 1992? 1. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. 2. Sliver. 3. Body of Evidence. 4. Basic Instinct. Our last question, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't think any of those would have got into Cannes, really.
Yeah.
It was sort of.
It's the scandalous film that opened the Cannes Film Festival.
Body of Evidence was Madonna, wasn't it? And not Kevin Bacon, Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Body of Evidence because that's about as art house as those 4 films get, I think.
Yeah, nice.
The rest are pretty mainstream.
Yeah, well, except for that one moment in Basic Instinct.
And that's the one moment. Would that have opened the festival? I don't know. It opened something.
Everyone loves a good hand. No, everyone loves a warm hand on their opening.
That's right.
Steve, what are you saying? Quick.
I think it was Basic Instinct, I think.
Well, you got the point.
Oh,
yeah,
it
but I just-
was. My goodness.
You
Body
do.
of Evidence came out the year after.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for correcting me so nicely.
Nice. Awesome. Well, on our last points, we've got Jerry Redford on 5 points, Steve McGrath on 7 points.
Oh,
Nicely
he
done.
slaughtered me.
Oh, very well done.
slaughtered
and on our
me.
leaderboard, we have coming in
I
first.
thought you were a magician, Steve.
Yes.
No, I'm just a
Musician,
good guesser.
Yeah, no, he's really a serial killer. Coming in first, we have Jordan Messenger with 7 correct answers. Coming in second, we have Phil Robinson coming with 6 correct answers. And coming in third, we have Saad Azim with 1 correct answer. Congratulations, guys. Brilliant work. And congratulations on being this week's winner and Quiz Arena champion, Jordan Messenger. Woohoo! That's right, because you
Jordan
yourself- exactly.
Smashed it out the ballpark.
Confetti. Beautiful. Always what we like to see. Congratulations there. And brilliant work to our 2 guests as well, Jerry Redford and Steve McGrath. Fantastic work.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please let us know where can the good people at home find you and your pretty faces? Steve?
Oh, yes, you can see the world premiere of Day 62 on the 27th of February at the Actors Centre at 2:00 at the SF3 Smart. What's it called? Smart. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the Smart
SF3.
Film Festival?
Yeah, Smartphone Flick Festival.
Perfect, awesome. And I'll put that link to that down in the description below there. So yes, if you are in Sydney, jump over to there and you'll be able to check out a fantastic film. I'll definitely come along there, mate, because it would be a lot great to catch up there.
I've got a complimentary ticket if you want to use it.
Oh, thank you. I always love a ticket that when you buy it, it goes, yeah, very nice person. I like your hair. Like, it's complimentary tickets are always lovely.
And if you go to the bathroom while you're there, just mention my name. You'll get a good seat.
Someone keeps it warm for you, do they?
Have a seat warmer.
Thank you so much, mate. So yeah, definitely check his stuff out there. And so lovely to see you again, mate. And we're hoping that you're going to be out of IKEA, and we'll see you out in the real world now that we can get an interaction all out and about there. Thank you, and Jerry too.
Well done, Steve.
We'll be on your websites too, checking out your amazing cause, Films for Change, and we really do recommend everybody else out there to have a gander on there, because you're not only doing things that are uniquely Australian, but also very important to everybody. Like, it's everyone can resonate with the things you're doing. And of course, you're an amazing person, and the works that you do are always brilliant. I mean, I want to get back into doing the dinner theatre.
It'll be so much fun.
It'll be
so
awesome
we've been
fun.
doing a little bit of stuff down at Quarantine Station, which was very saucy.
That's
That'd
it.
be
We
fun.
would love to do some of those, like not seances, but just walk around and go look at the creepy things in the history of the cemeteries.
Phenomenal place. We've got one coming up with Wiseman's Ferry in June with Convict Footprints. There's a dinner and ghost walk in Wiseman's
fantastic,
Ferry.
man.
So jump on convictfootprints.com.au and eventually it'll be up there.
Cool. I'll put that link as well in there, because the Convict Footprints will have all the details about that, and we'll let us know when that's coming out, because we'll plug that, because we want to get people out there, especially now that it's opening up again. Get out there and see this theatre and amazing things that people are making. And as you're saying, it's historical as well, which I love. If you can kill two birds with one stone, even though I'm not at all about killing birds, but the idea of that it's even better. You're learning whilst also enjoying.
Learning and having fun, and it's a bit saucy, so that's good.
That's it too, yeah. Well, thank you so much again, and lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you, Richard.
Yeah.
Nice playing with you, Steve. Thanks, Rhiannon.
You too, Jerry. Thanks.
And
Awesome
Rhiannon
night.
too, thank you so much. We'll ask you guys just to stick around there. We have a little quick in-between before we come into our Under the Covers. But we want to thank you guys all for joining us here tonight. Rhiannon, is there anything else you would like to say to the lovely people out there tonight?
I'll see you all under the covers soon.
Yes, already into the raunchiness. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Richard Lovegrove. It's been Thursday night here at Quiz Arena Live for a whole bunch of games. We hope you've had a whole bunch of fun, and we'll see you here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, here on YouTube at the Quiz Arena Live. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. Rock on and keep it real. Bye!
The sun never sets on those who ride into it.
We just gotta keep going.